Well. So Jerry Jones left the Dallas Cowboys media and the regular media and even some content creators just reeling yesterday when it was brought up about Max Crosby. And so people just started running with this, and they started running with it like the Cowboys are about to go and get Max Crosby next week. I don't know, maybe they could. But that's not what I got out of that conversation that Jerry was having yesterday. And nevertheless, Jerry Jones said that he wasn't going to do anything over the next few days to cause a stir in Cowboys Nation, only to cause a stir yesterday in Cowboys Nation with his comments about one Max Crosby. And so today, I am glad that we are back to our regularly scheduled program, where Brian Schottenheimer is doing all the talking, and the only time we want to hear from Jerry Jones again is if they sign somebody. Let's talk, Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. What is going on, Dallas Cowboy fans? It is day one of the Dallas Cowboys training camp. And when you look at what we've been seeing in the training camp, it's like we never left. It's like it's business as usual. We're going to see a brand new defense. Man, let's go. Let's get it. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And as you come into this live stream, please hit that like button. Share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member subscriber yet, what are you waiting on? We have a lot of great content coming up on this channel this season. Now let's talk facts. So, we are going to listen to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference. And I'm just going to keep it 100% real. I am glad that we are getting back to Brian Schottenheimer talking. Because after evaluating and seeing the fallout of the Jerry Jones conversation, I would rather Jerry Jones continue not to talk, and let this team stay focused. Today, we get to hear Brian Schottenheimer. Thank you, God. We are back to Brian Schottenheimer doing the talking. And after we listen to Brian Schottenheimer's press conference, we're going to listen to Louis Riddick. He is out here singing the praises of the Dallas Cowboys. Mad Dog on ESPN. He's not singing the praises of the Cowboys. Then, Peter Schrager. Peter Schrager has a podcast, I guess, called the Peter Schrager Hour. And on the Peter Schrager Hour today, or it was yesterday, he spent an hour talking to none other than Christian Parker. So, we're going to probably break up the Christian Parker conversation into 2 days. Because the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, they're not actually going to be televised, or the media's not going to be allowed in tomorrow. So we're going to listen to Peter Schrager, the rest of it tomorrow. But we're going to get some of it in today. I mean, I got a great show for y'all tomorrow, or something that I was going to do today, but it would take too long. Great show for tomorrow. But again, Peter Schrager, we're going to break that up into 2 pieces. Then, Max Crosby. You already know, once Jerry Jones and James Slater went back and forth about Max Crosby, you already know that Max Crosby is going to be back in the news. And we're going to look at the latest clips. Then, I got a quick hit for you. I want to show you the mentality of Brian Schottenheimer versus the mentality of Mike McCarthy. And I'm very interested to see how these two teams fare this year. Because you're going to see where Shotty has an entirely different philosophy than Mike McCarthy. Then, man, I'm not going to give us a full update, but this Romo stuff gets crazy about a day. Man, I don't know if y'all been checking out this Romo stuff. Man, this Romo situation gets crazy about a day. I'm just glad that this is not something that's happening to a Dallas Cowboy currently. And then, last but not least, if you have not seen all of the Dallas Cowboys clips from X, if you have not seen all of those things, I have compiled every video I could find from today's training camp, and you are going to get a full dose of day one in Oxnard, California with the Dallas Cowboys. So that is the show for today, man. We are loaded. And I still had to leave some stuff on the cutting room floor. But we're going to talk about all that and more next on Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Let's go. Let's get this roll call in. Let's see who's in the building today. Quinn. What up, Quinn? It's time to talk Cowboys, Quinn. What is going on? Brave Cowboys. Quinn said the best channel on YouTube. You said it. I ain't gonna disagree. I appreciate you. Brave said he's dying to know what went down in training camp. I'm gonna give you all the information. I got all the videos I can find. Queen, what is going on? Good to see you. Jeremy Betts. What's going on, Jeremy Betts? John Henry, what's going on? JTX Made, I saw it already. I got the video on it. Ronnie Dub, what's going on? Crazy Cowboy 72, what's up? Marvin Mays in the building. Thomas Gold Ring Jr., what up, Gold Ring? What is going on? Gregory Hicks in the building. Dak fan for life, 5 points of the star. Yeah, we doing it real this year. Celos, what up, Celos? Yeah, we're going to talk about that situation with Jerry a little bit more. I am him. What up, I am him. Good to see you. Debbie Johnson, what's going on? Caitlin, what's going on? Timmy Terry, how's it going? 5 points of the star. Salute. Timothy Johnson, what's going on? Terrell Senior, what's up? Lonnie Cabal, what up? Hallelujah. You look like you could be playing for the Dallas Cowboys. You got the hairdo. I see the jersey. Man, get on that field, man. Get on that field. What up, Jacob Jackson? Good to see you. Brave said I'm there playing the channel to the TV. Let's go. Carl Williams, what's going on? Gwen Bowden, hope all is well. Yeah, I'm ready for the season to start too, but I ain't gonna rush it. I want to see what's gonna happen. Marcus Cheerio, what is going on? C-Lo said, don't care what anybody say. If they're really serious this year, they got to make one more splash move. I don't know if it'll be a splash, but they gonna make a move. Azteca, what's going on? Blakey, what's going on? Everett, good to see you. D-Cuz, Worley, what up, D-Cuz? Demetrius Noel, good to see you in the building. Bass, what's going on? Bass, said I haven't seen or heard from Peter Schrager since Ryan Clark's firing. Bass, you know what? I'm going to come back to something that you just said here. I want to come back to this. Dolores Ennis, what's going on? Gregory Hicks, Mr. Get Dirty. He clean as he want to be with that tux on and that bow tie, though. What's going on? B-Dump, what up, B-Dump? Smoothest man on YouTube, Michael Smooth, what up? Terry Tatum, Mike said this. What's going on? Good to see you. Mo Eddie, what up, Mo Eddie? What is going on? Hallelujah said I'm only 6'2", man. Get out on that field, man. PJ Locke got hurt today. We might need you. Get on out there, man. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Let's have a great show today. Best chat on YouTube. Let's have a great show today. And so, just kind of hitting this real quick, Bass. You mentioned this issue of Ryan Clark. And man, let me tell you about Ryan Clark. I like Ryan Clark, especially when Ryan Clark is talking specifically about his subject matter. But what bothers me about Ryan Clark, if you really think about what happened with Ryan Clark, he plays the victim. Ryan Clark has a victim mentality. I like Ryan Clark, but he plays a victim mentality. Ryan Clark, I listened to some of the stuff he was saying. He was over there crying and stuff, Bass. Tell me what you think. He's over there crying and stuff, talking about he couldn't be himself. What do you mean he couldn't be himself? This stuff bothers me to no end. I know what he was basically saying or implying. He couldn't be black. I struggle with this stuff. What do you mean you couldn't be yourself? What did you want to be? And then you got Emmanuel Acho tacking on top. Oh, he couldn't be black. Well, Stuart Scott was at ESPN, and it don't get no blacker. It don't get no blacker. Man, I miss Stuart Scott. I just wonder, what would Stuart Scott be today? But the thing that people, Bass, didn't want to address. So, don't get me wrong. The way they let Ryan Clark go, trash. Just trash and tacky. The way they did it. But if they let go of him because he was black, because that's what he was insinuating, well, what about Tom Pelissero? So we ain't gonna talk about Tom Pelissero, are we? We're not gonna talk about Tom Pelissero. Wait a minute. Last time I checked, Tom Pelissero is not black. At least last time I checked. Tom Pelissero is actually also one of the better talents, or was one of the better talents on ESPN. And they let go of Tom Pelissero. You don't have Tom Pelissero out here saying anything about why ESPN let him go. None. But when we go back and look at Ryan Clark, man, go back and look at Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark will be out here just, man, Ryan Clark be out here just on some other stuff. The comment he made to Peter Schrager, which I'm not mad at the comment he made to Peter Schrager. You just got to understand that this is not your platform and you don't do the hiring. I can even agree with Ryan Clark when he says, Peter Schrager, you've never played, so you don't really understand the dynamic of what we're talking about. Because Tom Pelissero was trying to justify the bad night that CeeDee Lamb had, and I think Ryan Clark was going against it. But nevertheless, when you're on someone else's platform, yeah, you don't actually get to be you the way you want to be. When you are on your own platform, you can straight up clown. You can clown, you can say whatever you want to say. But when you're on someone else's platform, I'm sorry, you just don't get to say what you want to say. You just don't. And Ryan Clark, it got on my nerve to no end. Because you go back and listen to a conversation that he even had with, I forget the guy's name. His name is slipping my mind now. But he was over there talking slick to him, talking about punters. Punters aren't real football players. What? Bruh, slow down. Ryan Clark has done a lot of that stuff over the years. And Ryan Clark is a very controversial person. And again, I wish him all the luck because I really think it's the best thing that happened to him. Bruh, if you want to say what you want to say, stick to your own program. Stick to your own program. That's all you have to do. Poopy D said, one of them guys have an Emmy and one don't. But what do I know? Poopy D, let me tell you something. All that stuff, the Emmys and Oscars and Grammys and anything else you name, man, that stuff don't mean nothing today, bro. That stuff don't mean nothing. Those people give those awards to themselves. it's like awards to themselves where people don't agree. And Ryan Clark fell victim to that now that everybody wants to get away from all that politic and all that racism and all that other discussion, this is why you don't do that stuff. Because once they're done with you, once you do what they want you to do, they're done with you. They're done with you. They don't want that nonsense anymore. It's the best thing that happened to them. Man, go say what you want to say on your own platform. That's my thing on Ryan Clark. But I ain't buying all the crying and stuff. I'm not buying all the crying and stuff. That stuff gets on my nerves to no end. Bad said if they fired this man because he was black, how about the rest of the ESPN employees? Man, Bad. That's the part that people don't even want to talk about. What about the white people they fired? Oh, it don't matter. They white. Okay, I got you. Okay. They got fired because they deserve to get fired. Well, I don't know about the rest of them. But Tom Pelissero's pretty doggone good. Tom Pelissero's pretty doggone good. Poobie D said, gee, he said, but you can't get away from it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You absolutely can get away from it, especially when you work for somebody else. Now, when it's your platform, man, you can be like on CB4. Y'all remember CB4? Man, you can sing a song called I'm Black, y'all. I'm Black, y'all. I'm blackity, blackity, black, y'all. I'm white, y'all. Whatever you want to sing on your own platform. But when you on somebody else's platform, you got to get away from that stuff. Just have to. I mean, I digress. But I saw Ryan Clark in the chat, and I was just like, man, when it's somebody else's platform, man, there's a certain etiquette, man. And this is why I wouldn't play those games on somebody else's platform, because when that stuff go out of style, guess what? When it go out of style, you out of style. Best thing, I still say, best thing to happen to Ryan Clark, focus on your own platform. You got a big enough name now. You got a really good thing going over there. Just do whatever you want to do over there. ESPN is not even about sports anymore. It's about entertainment. Frank Lawrence said these sports media personalities are completely without merit. Report says it's rumored ESPN is bringing back Donna Rossini as if her expert... Is this her expert analysis trumps the fact she's radioactive? Man, let me tell you something, Frank Lawrence. If they bring Diana Rossini over there, man, that's all I need to hear. Poobie D, mark my words. Stephen A. Smith is next. Mark my words. Stephen A. Smith is next. He next. They're moving that network away from Stephen A. Smith. They want to get away from Stephen A. Smith too. They want to move this program. We already know where they're trying to move this program. We already know. We know exactly what they are up to over there on ESPN. We know where they're trying to move that entire program. We know where they're trying to move it. And they're definitely trying to move it away from the Stephen A. Smith, the Ryan Clark. They're trying to move away from that. When you're talking about paying somebody, $65 million, no, he about to be the face of the network. He's about to be the face of the network. They know exactly what they're doing. Pat McAfee is going to be the face of ESPN. Pat McAfee is going to be the face of ESPN. They're moving there. And Poobie D, I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you heard some of the statements that Stephen A. Smith made lately. He on the list, bruh. You can book it. Poobie D, he on the list. But anyway, man, I digress. All right. Let's go to this thing over here is talking about Brian Schottenheimer. So, again, yesterday, I'm going to tell y'all what Jerry Jones did. I'm going to tell you what Jerry Jones did before we listened to Shotty. I noticed something that that Jerry Jones did yesterday. After I kind of meditated on what Jerry Jones said, and then I started reading some of the reactions on social media about what Jerry Jones said. I started looking at how the media was reacting to what Jerry Jones said. And Jerry Jones did the media a favor. Jerry Jones gave the media exactly what they had been wanting. It had been so quiet with the Dallas Cowboys. The media was scrounging. They were scrounging for material. And the Cowboys were not giving it to them like they normally do every offseason. So what did Jerry do? Again, I find it to be strange. Jerry said, I'm not going to say anything that's going to cause a stir. Only to say something that caused a stir. Even though Jane Slater kind of dragged it out of him. But once she dragged it out of him, Jerry just went. And I mean, he went and he went and he went. But at the end of the day, after I kind of went back and thought about it, Jerry just did the media a favor. He gave them what they were looking for. He gave them something to write about. Gave them something to talk about. I hope they're satisfied. I hope they're satisfied. Because guess what? I don't think he's giving them anything else. I don't. I don't think he's giving them anything else. Jerry Jones, wherever he's been, he's about to go right back where he's been. Jerry's not going to give him anything else. But boy, I'm going to tell you, he got a lot of people riled up. I mean, a lot of people riled up. I mean, it's like Cowboys Nation sometimes, and this is why I don't really get involved in a lot of that stuff. Because Cowboys Nation be ready to fight you. They be ready to fight you over players. I'll be like, we're literally going to fight over a player that's not even on the Dallas Cowboys team. We're going to fight over hypotheticals. Jerry never said the Cowboys were getting Max Crosby. Never even alluded to it. And people ran with it. Yeah, Jerry's about to get Max Crosby. I don't think Jerry said he was about to get Max Crosby. The only thing Jerry said is we didn't shut the door on Max Crosby. So that tells us that the Raiders shut the door on Max Crosby. And the only way the door is opening back up on Max Crosby is that the Raiders are going to have to open the door. But meanwhile, people ran with that. They ran with that, and Jerry's about to get Max Crosby. I'm just going to tell y'all right now, think about this. Everything that we've been talking about, if you listen to Jerry Jones' press conference yesterday, he didn't tell you anything as far as we went. Jerry didn't tell us anything new. The only thing Jerry told us that was new is that we didn't know that the Cowboys didn't shut the door on Max Crosby. That was the only new thing that we heard. Other than that, Jerry told us nothing new. How long have we been talking on this channel about we already know the Cowboys are going to make more moves? How long have y'all heard me say that? Now, I guess you got it confirmed, but I think you already had it confirmed. Because the reason I was saying it, because I was watching what they were doing. I'm watching and looking at what they're doing. It's obvious the Cowboys are going to bring in another player. But don't think that player is going to be Max Crosby. There are a whole lot of things that have to happen before the Cowboys can bring in a Max Crosby. A whole lot of things. First and foremost, Quinnen Williams has got to be extended. Nothing is happening unless Quinnen Williams is extended. You only have $5 million in salary cap space. Max Crosby is going to be, I think, a $31 million hit. Even if you were to do all the signing bonus and all that wizardry, he's still going to hit you for $18 million this season. You're not getting Max Crosby unless Quinnen Williams gets extended. It's the only way you're doing it. And people just talk like, and I'm not saying that the salary cap is the problem, but the salary cap is something that you have to work with. Yeah, you got to work with it. Guess why? Because guess what's starting to come out now in the Aaron Donald conversation? Guess what's coming up? The money. Yeah. Yeah, now the money is coming up. Yeah. The money is coming up. The Rams went and got Myles Garrett, gave him an extension. So now the question is, how are you going to get Aaron Donald? Because I got news for us. Aaron Donald ain't coming off the couch for $5 million. Aaron Donald ain't coming off the couch for $5 million. I mean, heck, he over there in California. He come off the couch for $5 million. He probably won't even net but 1.5. He ain't coming off the couch. He ain't coming off the couch for $5 million for the Rams. He's not doing it. If Aaron Donald comes off the couch, the Rams are probably going to have to find a way to pay upwards of $30 million. I'm telling us now, Aaron Donald ain't coming off the couch just because, yeah, I want another ring. No, I want the ring and the money. Yeah, I want the ring and the money. It's the same thing with the Cowboys. Now, let's think about this. Because we didn't extend George Pickens, but rather we put him on a franchise tag. George Pickens' money is figured right into the salary cap. So because you got that $27.2 million coming right off the cap, you can't work with that now. So now, you still got to work with that. You still got to work with that. That money is coming right off the bottom of the cap. So the only way we're bringing in Max Crosby, and this is why I'm not going to get Cowboys Nation over here. I'm not getting us all hyped up on Max Crosby. I'm not doing it. Because regardless of what was said yesterday, we have no tea leaves that point toward we're getting Max Crosby. Nothing. Jerry didn't even say anything that really alluded to Max Crosby. Nothing. Until Quinnen Williams, and they talked about Quinnen, until Quinnen Williams' deal is done, we don't even need to be talking like that. The only thing we need to be focused on right now are the players that are in the Dallas Cowboys training camp. And I understand exactly what Jerry did. It's been so quiet with this team. It's been quiet, and I said I'm going to modify it. It's been quiet, productive, and active. But there's been no drama. So what did Jerry do? Jerry found a way to put the Cowboys back out there in the media. And what does he say? Yeah. As James Slater is talking, we didn't shut the door on Max Crosby. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. And he actually told us something that we already knew if we are being honest with ourselves. We already knew that they were still looking at bringing in talent. But Jerry, he has to really, he has to make it theatrical. Oh, I'm willing to mortgage the future. Well, what other way are you going to bring in a player? What other way are you going to do it? Because you don't have any players that you can trade. And it would be dumb to trade George Pickens. You're not trading Quinnen Williams. You're not trading Kenny Clark. In the grand scheme of things, who on the Dallas Cowboys is even tradable? Who is it? The only thing the Cowboys can do is mortgage draft picks from next year. It's really the only thing they can do. We already know this team is in win now mode. They are doing so many things right. Just keep doing them right. But I understand what Jerry did. Jerry threw those people who like to thrive on the controversy, like to thrive on the hypotheticals, like to thrive on the debates and the arguments. Jerry Jones said, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to throw you a bone. And he threw it. And they took it. And now they fighting in the streets. Now we got folks fighting in the streets and bashing people and saying derogatory things about each other. I'm like, man, I'm not even finna get involved in that stuff. I'm going to keep watching the tea leaves. And at this point, I see exactly what Jerry Jones did. But I'm looking at what they're doing. There is no indicator. I don't care what James Slater dragged out of Jerry. I don't care what Jerry insinuated. There is no indication at this point in time that Max Crosby is coming to the Cowboys. There's no indication. So I'm not even going to dwell on that, even though I'm going to show you a few things about Max Crosby today. I'm not even going to dwell on the Max Crosby thing. It's no point in us getting mad at each other about it for a player that's not on the team. Why are we getting mad and arguing about it? We don't have no control over it. Frank Lawrence. $5 super chat, appreciate it. Frank Lawrence said, I hope to hear number 46, Michael Trigg, rocks out and is taking first-team reps before the end of training camp, September the 13th, Sunday Night Football at the Giants. You know what? I didn't hear Michael Trigg today. But I'll tell you who I did hear. Ooh-wee. Boy, I got to play the show, y'all. I know it's no pads. I know it's the first day of training camp. Ooh, but I got to play the show, y'all. Boy, if there is a play from the day that got me excited, I got to play the show, y'all. Ooh. Marcus Moncherio, he said, I want someone to ask what the plan is to ensure we tackle this penalty issue. Hey, Marcus Moncherio, it's held us back for years. It's held us back for years. Poobie D said if we get Crosby, that means Pickens don't get signed. Poobie D, tell the truth. Poobie D. I was just telling my wife last night, Poobie D. How do you keep all these people? I'm not saying it can't be done, but boy, you about to do some cap wizardry that is going to trump any and everything that we've seen Howie Roseman do over the years. You about to trump everything that Howie Roseman has done over the years. If you telling me you can extend Kenny Clark, bring in Max Crosby, that's going to have to be a 3-year deal, and then still extend George Pickens or put him on the franchise tag again for $32 million? Poobie D, somebody got to tell me how that's going to get done. And Poobie D, I'm going to tell you something. Me and you out here in these streets together, bro. Me and you probably, I don't know where everybody else is on this, but I know where you and I are on this, Poobie D. I would still rather have George Pickens on a long-term deal than Max Crosby every single day. I would rather have George Pickens than Max Crosby. Absolutely. And the reason why I would rather have George Pickens than Max Crosby, for everybody who keeps talking, and don't get me wrong, if the Cowboys got Max Crosby, yes, Cowboys defense would be better with Max Crosby. My question is, how much better? My question is, how much better? Because I'm going to still bring this up, and it is undisputed. It is indisputable, no matter what anyone says. They can make up any fancy argument they want to, but the facts are the facts. When you go back and look at the highest paid edge rushers in the game, show me which one of them got a Super Bowl. Show me which one of the highest paid edge rushers in the game got a Super Bowl. Which one of them? Nick Bosa being. Nick Bosa's team wasn't good enough. Tell me who it is. Josh Sweat benefited from a ferocious defensive tackle play of the Philadelphia Eagles. And Josh Sweat isn't even in the top 10. For everybody who keeps screaming Max Crosby, I'm not going to be mad if the Cowboys get Max Crosby. Trust me when I tell you, I'm not going to be mad. But I'm with Poobie D. I would much rather have George Pickens long-term than Max Crosby. But somebody has got to, and even if we get an anomaly, it still doesn't buck the trend. The Super Bowl winners, they don't have the highest paid edge rushers in the game. They don't. They don't even have, in some instances, top 10 edge rushers. Somebody explain to me how they winning Super Bowls then. How are they winning Super Bowls? How are they winning Super Bowls without Will Anderson, Michael Parsons, Aiden Hutchinson, T.J. Watt, Daniil Hunter, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, Jonathan Grenard, Jalen Phillips? How are they winning Super Bowls without those players? I'm not telling us I wouldn't love to have Max Crosby. But if we got to make some choices, I'm going with George Pickens. I'm going with George Pickens. And I would bring in another player. They don't have to be Max Crosby. And that's the part that people have to understand. It don't have to be Max Crosby. Blaine, he brings up Joey Bosa. Others have brought up Von Miller. There are other players out there that can improve the team. Because what I'm looking at is the team. I'm not looking at a player. I don't want to be that team no more. I don't want to be that team that's top heavy. I don't want to be that team. I want to be a team. So at the end of the day, this is indisputable. These teams are winning Super Bowls without these edge rushers. How are they doing it? How are they doing it? They're winning Super Bowls. And it's so funny to me, for every person that makes the argument, man, the Cowboys got to go get Myles Garrett. Or the Cowboys got to go get Max Crosby. Meanwhile, last year, the Seattle Seahawks said, we don't need the highest paid edge rusher. We're going to get DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence?
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. The Seahawks said, we're not going to go get the highest paid edge rusher. We're going to go get who? We're going to go get DeMarcus Lawrence. And we all laughed. I laughed. I'm not going to lie. I laughed. Hey, man, I laughed. But the Seattle Seahawks, because of their system, similar to what I think the Cowboys are going to run, and because of their defensive tackle play. And their back end was pretty good too, but their defensive tackle play. DeMarcus Lawrence ate on that team because he didn't have to be the man. Rather, he was in a system. He played his role. And he helped them win a Super Bowl. For everyone who says Max Crosby, how much better did DeMarcus Lawrence make the Seattle Seahawks last year? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is why I can't understand the mindset, because people always go crazy every time, the Cowboys older, if they can get Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett ain't been in those Super Bowls. He hasn't been in those Super Bowls. Teams are going to Super Bowls without Myles Garrett. We may see Myles Garrett in the Super Bowl this year, but we're going to have to let it play out. Because I don't think Myles Garrett guarantees you a Super Bowl for as much as people say. Don't guarantee you no Super Bowl. Just like Max Crosby don't guarantee us no Super Bowl. Will he help us be better? Yeah, especially if he fits in the system. He'll definitely help us be better. But if the Cowboys don't get Myles Garrett, I still feel confident in this team. I feel no less confident in this team if they don't get Myles Garrett, because they are doing the things that help you win Super Bowls. And so for people, the player that the Cowboys going to get, and I said it yesterday, I'm going to say it again, people, please don't pinpoint Max Crosby, because the same people who are pinpointing Max Crosby, If the Cowboys don't get Max Crosby, if they don't get these certain players, guess what? They're going to be the first one dragging Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, while right now they're singing Jerry Jones praises. For doing what again? If you want to sing Jerry Jones praises, sing his praises for what he's done and what he's doing. But let's be careful and pump the brakes on singing the praises of Jerry Jones when he hasn't done what people saying that he's going to do. What are we doing? Doesn't make sense. That's why I always say, whoever builds you, they can kill you. That's why I don't let people build me up. Because people will hype you up on something, and then when you don't do what you want them to do, then they start dogging on you. And this is what has happened to Jerry Jones, whether anybody acknowledges it. This is what has happened to Jerry Jones over and over and over. Jerry Jones goes out here, says something. People latch on to what Jerry Jones says. Jerry Jones don't do what they say. Oh, then they the first ones out here dragging him. Not me. I'm not getting my hopes up on any of this talk about Max Crosby. I'm more hyped up about the players we have on this team right now. And on that note, we're going to go over here. Let's check out the man who I want to hear talk. Let me read a few comments, and then we're going to hear the man that I want to hear talk, which is Brian Schottenheimer. JCT Slice said, I'm here, what up? He said, bro, Shady said the Dak has never beat good teams. This narrative is so BS, and it has to die. Always serious. Stop it, Shady. We still have 4. You know what, though, JCT Slice? It isn't that Dak Prescott hasn't beat good teams. It's the Cowboys haven't beat good teams at times. They just weren't good enough. It's the bottom line. They just weren't good enough. Our teams were not good enough. Bottom line. I mean, those teams that I told you before, I already proved that those Dan Quinn teams, man, them things were straw defenses. Demetrius Noel said, gee, the last thing we want is to start looking like Real Madrid. All those expensive contracts, no championships. Yeah. Real Madrid has the most expensive roster in the world, and that's just 26 players. Wow. Exactly. Ron Mack, I'm the same way. I want to see what we have before I make a claim on who we need. Who's to say Coach CP can't improve the guys we have? I love what we have, man. Frank Lawrence said, blessing that Jerry didn't cave and pay Michael Parsons. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree with you, man. What's up, Cali Rome? Everett, I'll be good if the Cowboys brought in Clowney. Me too. I wish they would bring in Clowney. Me too. Yeah, Caitlin said can't see him in the Super Bowl. And again, you know, you start looking at these high-paid edge rushers, it's not a guarantee. Baz said, gee, if Jerry gave you a choice between Sweat, Crosby, Wagner, or Roquan, who you getting? I'm taking Roquan all day and every day, twice on Sunday. Roquan. Remind me of what team he plays on. I think I heard that name just recently. Yeah, I might agree with you without just looking. I might agree with you. Especially if you can get him at a more reasonable price. Clowney, as a matter of fact, Dennis Hendricks, Clowney is having a visit with the Cleveland Browns. Clowney is visiting with the Cleveland Browns. Clowney may be in Cleveland. Gregory Davis said, here's the thought. Vita Vea would make a bigger impact than Crosby. Imagine Clark, Williams, and Vea pushing the middle of the line, which opens the edge rushers. Now, let me tell you something, Gregory Davis. It's funny that you mentioned Vita Vea. Guess who is inquiring about Vita Vea? Anybody heard the latest news on who's inquiring about Vita Vea? Guess who's inquiring about Vita Vea? None other than the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah. The Raiders. The Raiders are inquiring about Vita Vea. Yes. The Raiders are inquiring about Vita Vea. And this becomes the Cowboys' problem. And this is what Poobie D keeps talking about, and people may not realize it. The Raiders especially with the way that people think Max Crosby is looking right now. You really think the Raiders are going to give up Max Crosby for just a draft pick? If somebody will give them a draft pick and a player? You got to think about it. How much stronger does Vita Vea make the Raiders? They're trying to build something over there. How much stronger does he make the Raiders? The Raiders are inquiring about Vita Vea, and they have a trade piece. His name is Max Crosby. Who do the Cowboys have as a trade piece? Well, I hope it's not George Pickens. I don't want to subtract to add. But the Raiders are inquiring about Vita Vea. So we're going to see if the Vita Vea thing comes to fruition, because people are actually looking. Yeah, the Raiders are inquiring about Vita Vea. Yep. The Raiders. Coincidentally, the Raiders who got trade bait. I'm just being honest, man. We don't have trade bait other than draft picks. Somebody else might do draft picks and a player. And the Raiders seem to want to shake it. To me, it seems like they want to shake Max Crosby. So you could probably trade Vita Vea for Max Crosby and get Tampa Bay to also give you a player. I'm just telling us. Sometimes when we're looking at players, sometimes Bad said, please say. No, it's the Raiders. It's the Raiders. What's going on, Easy Ruthless? What up, Lynn from the 903? What's going on? Shoot, Easy. Oh, they'd have to give up half the team to get Aiden Hutchinson. What up, D-Block? See, some of these players that we want, other teams would want them too. All right, let's listen to the man who we want to hear talking. That is Brian Schottenheimer.
Yes! Here we go!
Some of your stuff down there, because customs is hard, but it's part of the game. I mean, it really is. You know, coaching in Seattle, you go East Coast. You know, here we've got a lot of travel, and it is what it is. But I guess the positive thing is, you know, we're out here. We go to Seattle, we come back, we go to Arizona, and then we go home. So.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys, just administratively start off. Will everybody be cleared to practice today? I know you said it yesterday, just double checking.
Yes.
There will be everybody will be good.
What up, you did?
Yesterday you mentioned that practice will be more physical. What does that look like? How does that manifest itself in this day and age of being physical in practice?
Yeah, a few more padded practices, a few more 2-hour practices. I think I shared with you guys in the spring, I'm not a big 7-on-7 guy, but we'll have a few days that are 2-hour B-type practices where we're going to do 7-on-7 and 9-on-7. You know, part of our winning edge, we believe, is, you know, owning the line of scrimmage. I'm really excited about those battles of watching our offensive line compete against what I think is going to be an elite defensive line. And so, you know, you'll see a lot of padded work, and because we got to build some calluses and get ready.
Yeah, what up, D-Block? Yeah, we're not doing VBS this year. Yeah, we're not doing it. Yeah, Bass, you know what? You said something right here. You said they love what Jerry says so they can take it and run with it and spin it. Yeah, Bass, the media loves Jerry. For as much as they criticize him, they love Jerry. They do. They love Jerry. I love Jerry too. But I don't always love what Jerry says. And I think it's been one of the best things for the Cowboys is that Jerry has been quiet. Now, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about what Shotty is talking about here. Shotty has been talking about having a more physical practice for the Cowboys, trying to build that mentality, trying to be tough. And my question is for us is, what do y'all think about more padded practices? What do y'all think about that? More padded practices, as much hitting as the CBA will allow. What do y'all think about being more physical in practice? Because I'm going somewhere. The reason why I'm asking you this question, I'm going somewhere later in the show. But what are y'all thoughts on being more physical like Schottenheimer has been talking about?
Brian Lindsay there at the ESPN. What is the benefit to a team going into training camp with no distractions or no lingering business issues to take care of?
I mean, I think that's more of a issue for you guys. I mean, you know, we're built to deal with it. You know, I mean, we know there's going to be storylines. We know there's going to be things, but like we focus on the guys in that room. Our guys are in a really good spot. I think the confidence is high. We're as close of a group as I've been around, quite honestly, and so. Again, I think it's, you know, a storyline is going to pop up at some point, and we'll be ready to handle it. But right now, we're just enjoying being back together and getting a chance to go out here and compete.
Having everybody.
You know, and again, I'm struggling hard with this. They're downplaying. Have y'all not noticed this? I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. They're downplaying the benefit of having a quiet, productive, and active offseason. They're downplaying. Let's make it goo goo gaga. They're downplaying not having any drama. They're downplaying it. And why are they downplaying it? Why are they downplaying it? It benefits the team. It absolutely benefits the team. When you have no distractions, the only thing you focus on is football. You don't have to worry about the media, because I'm telling you right now, this media creates all kinds of anxiety. This is the very reason why that LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and guys like that, when they went to the playoffs, you know what they did? They turned off all social media. Why do you think that is? Why would we think that is? What is the benefit of turning off social media when you go into the playoffs? What's the benefit? If drama don't matter, if stories don't matter, if people talking don't matter, why was Dak Prescott in 2024 asking the media to go easy on the team? Why was he doing it? Why was he doing it? Now, I know why they're downplaying this. Because they're just basically trying to say all the stuff, all the headlines that Jerry has created over the years, the drama that Jerry has been a part of over the years, none of those things played a part in the Dallas Cowboys losing in the grand scheme of things. Focus is important. And a peace of mind is important. They continue to downplay this. But this is one of the best things that happened to this team. No distractions. The rookies are here. We got free agents that have came in. They don't have to worry about, when they open up social media, they don't have to, I'm telling you, everybody's on social media. All the athletes on social media. We watched Trayvon Diggs in 2020, I believe, what was it, 2024? We watched Trayvon Diggs after a game. We're talking, they hadn't even taken their uniform off. Diggs went straight to his locker, picked up his phone, read something that one of the beat writers said about him, and went out in the hallway to confront him. And we really think that it's not beneficial to not have distractions. Man, I don't care what anyone says. It is crazy to say that this doesn't help. It's crazy. It has been beneficial. Absolutely beneficial. But they keep saying that it's no big deal. It's a huge deal. It's almost like they're offended by it. And I know why they're doing it, because they want to continue to defend what Jerry has done over the years. Hey, man, sometimes two things can be true. Jerry has caused some distractions in the past. It doesn't contribute to all the losing, but you do have to wonder, What effect has it had on the team? What effect has it had? We're going to watch this the entire season. And I just wonder what's going to happen when the Cowboys have success and people say, was a part of it because of the no distractions. And I guarantee you they'll still be defending and saying, oh, it never had an effect. It's just this, that, and that. No, it matters. It matters. And I think this has helped the Cowboys. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments.
Available to practice. What does that do for you as a coach when you aren't having to navigate injuries and whatnot as you get going with what you want to do?
Yeah, I think it gives you a chance to create some real position battles, because you're not limiting guys. I mean, unfortunately for some guys in the past, right, they've been in the middle of these position battles, but they can't compete. They're getting 2 reps here, 4 reps there, but they're limited. And so I think you're going to see the purity of our roster where we stand. I think we're a really talented roster. There's some great position battles that we're excited to see. And
thank you, JTX, mate.
We just we know
we're gonna come back to that
when
comment.
we go through these days, there's going to be some guys that get dinged up a little bit, and it gives other guys a chance to step up.
John Machota with the Athletic.
Bass, you hit it right on the head, bro. You hit it right on the head. They got to talk Cowboys to eat. And Bass, you know what? And the thing that I noticed covering the Cowboys these last few months and, without all the drama. See, when there's a lot of drama out there, Bass, see, you saying something that people might not realize how powerful it is. This is why a lot of people like the drama with the Dallas Cowboys. It's low-hanging fruit, Bass. The drama is low-hanging fruit. I've heard John Machota say over and over and over, you never know what you're going to get with Jerry Jones. He's a walking headline and all of this stuff. Yeah, let's be honest. Jerry Jones is low-hanging fruit. But when the Dallas Cowboys were as quiet as they were over the last few months, and if you're a content creator, if you are a beat writer, if you are a media person that covers the Cowboys somewhere else in this nation, guess what you have to do? Now you got to go out and really get some stories. Now you got to be able to talk about some positive things. Now, rather than the drama being interesting, this is what I tell people, because people are always asking about, how do you be successful at this and that and YouTube and blah, blah, blah. Hold on a second. Do the stories make you, or do you make the stories? Is the content selling you, or are you selling the content? That's the true mark. Can you do it, no matter how it comes? Good, bad, or indifferent, can you do it? The drama with the Dallas Cowboys, it's always been low-hanging fruit. If it's drama, everybody's on the keyboards, making videos, cameras on, whatever the case may be. But when there's no drama, it's a little bit harder to get them stories together. It's a little bit harder to get them stories together. It's a little bit harder to keep people's interest because people are more interested in the drama. And so people have ate off the drama. But once the drama is gone, and if you can't produce, then you're not going to eat. You're not going to eat. So again, Jerry Jones, yesterday, what did he do? Jerry Jones threw everybody some low-hanging fruit. A story that's not really even a story once you go back and think about it. But great point, Bass. Great point.
You haven't had a full year with Tony Williams, but is there anything that maybe you've learned about him beyond him just being the outstanding player that he is?
Yeah, how much he loves football. He's an incredible teammate. He's one of the most, I would say, humble superstars I've ever been around. He truly is. I think being in New York and unfortunately not being a part of playoff teams, he's to the point in his career where, it's not about money. It's not about sacks. It's about wins. And I love that because when you combine that with certain guys like Dak Prescott and other players, that's what they want to lead the league in is wins. And he's just awesome family man, great teammate. but the player speaks for itself.
And then with him, can you speak a little bit about having his locker moved from where it was last year to now where he's in the middle of the room with right next to Dak?
Yeah, I think he deserves that. I think, we wanted him to be able to, touch a lot of different people. And, when I first met, Quinn, and we first sat down after the trade, the thing he said, he goes, Coach, I really want to impact other people. And it was a hard time for us. I mean, he came in right after, we lost Marshawn. And so imagine you're a player like that. You're coming in, you're trying to find your way and impact people. But I think he's really at that stage of his career where that's important to him. And so we wanted to move him. I never like to rinse and repeat things. I'll take that opportunity, John. I wrote them down. But the Leadership Council, he's a big part of it. So we've got 4 guys on defense before I get into it. So, again, this was me.
Before he gets into the Leadership Council, I want you to catch something that they did. So does anybody remember whose locker they moved next to Dak Prescott last season? Anybody want to take a gander? Remember this? Who was the player that they made a point to move next to Dak Prescott? Anybody remember who that player was? Who's the player that the Dallas Cowboys moved next to Dak Prescott? Moved their locker next to Dak Prescott. Now, notice it's funny what Brian Schottenheimer just said. Quinnen Williams deserved to have his locker moved next to Dak Prescott. Could it be that they are looking at Quinnen Williams as one of the leaders on the team, as in Quinnen, lead this defense?
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Micah Parsons, Lynn. Micah Parsons, you dig? It was Micah Parsons. They moved Micah Parsons' locker next to Dak Prescott's locker because they wanted the leadership of Dak Prescott to rub off on Micah Parsons. So what do they do this year? This goes to show you, guess what? This dude, Quinnen Williams, is about to get a gargantuan contract. Gargantuan. I am not going to be shocked when they make Quinnen Williams the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. And for good reason. Because Quinnen, if you notice something about Quinnen Williams, very humble, very quiet, very respectful, says what needs to be said, but he's a monster on the field and on the sideline. Yeah. Yeah. It's telling you something. They moved him by Dak Prescott. Why? Because they want him to be the leader of the defense. Yeah, he's the leader of the defense. He's the leader. And the Cowboys got some leaders. They got some leaders. I think Quinnen will be the quiet leader and leader by example. But make no mistake about it, Demarion Overshown is going to be the vocal leader. Overshown will be the vocal leader. But it makes sense. It makes sense to put Quinnen. It makes sense to put Quinnen by Dak Prescott. It makes sense.
With my list, the coordinators with their list of guys that we felt would, again, impact the locker room in the right way, speak up when they needed to me and to other people. So on defense, it's Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Thompson. On offense, it's Tyler Booker, Jake Ferguson, Tyler Smith, Javonte Williams, CD, and Dak, the birthday boy. And then you got Brian Anger for special teams. So defense, it's Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark would, again.
Okay, so let's go back for a moment. Hey, Chuck Dunaway, I'm with you. Chuck Dunaway, Let me tell you something. I don't know if your thought process is like this. Chuck Dunaway, if Overshown has the kind of season that Overshown is trying to have, Cowboys defense are going to, the Cowboys defense is going to wreck shop. If Overshown can stay healthy the whole season, be the Mike linebacker, and roam sideline to sideline, put him in some blitz situations, this defense is going to wreck shop. Absolutely. All right, let's listen to this leadership council again. Let's see what he say here again.
Impact the locker room in the right way, speak up when they needed to me and to other people. So on defense, it's Quinnen Williams, Kenny.
Okay, so he said Quinnen Williams. Sound like he's about to say Kenny Clark. I'm going to show you something here too if y'all hadn't paid attention.
Clark, Rashawn Gary, Jalen.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to show you something that's strange right off the top on this thing with the defense.
Thompson. On offense, it's Tyler Booker.
Wow. Okay, Booker was one of those guys. I was wondering if they was going to do it the first year.
Jake Ferguson, Tyler Smith. Javonte Williams, CD, and Dak, the birthday boy. And then you got Brian Anger for special teams. So,
okay, then you got Brian Anger for special teams. Now, I was wrong on this, but I actually thought George Pickens was going to make the leadership council. So that looks like 11 players in all, correct? Now, I want to show you something real quick that's actually funny when you think about this in the grand scheme of things. Excuse my writing here. I was writing in a hurry. But I'm going to show you something here in the grand scheme of things. So, of course, yeah, Brian Anger, I think he's the punter, right? Dunaway said Anger. Dunaway said Anger. I think that's what he said. I think that's the punter. It makes you wonder, like, why wasn't our highly paid kicker? But I digress. All right, so you got the thing that I find to be funny. So you got Dak Prescott, veteran. Lamb, veteran. Now, I'm going to tell you where I start to struggle. I'm struggling with Jake Ferguson, man. I'm struggling, y'all, with Jake Ferguson. I'm seriously struggling. I'm struggling with Jake Ferguson. And maybe that's just me. I'm struggling with Jake Ferguson. I'm struggling with Ferguson, man. I'm struggling with Ferguson. I'm struggling with Ferguson the way Dunaway is struggling with Anger. I'm struggling. But I notice he's a veteran. I think it says something that Tyler Booker is on this list already. I think that really says something about that young man. He is special. Tyler Booker is special. It's a no-brainer that Ty Smith. It's a no-brainer that Ty Smith is on this leadership council. And I'm thinking about Jodeci. I said Devontae. I meant Javonte. It's a no-brainer that Javonte Williams, with the year that he had, Javonte Williams, you know, it's a no-brainer. He's more of a lead by example guy. So I get it on him. I understand it. Now I am kind of struggling with Brian Anger. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm struggling with Brian Anger. But notice on defense, isn't it amazing on defense? I'm a little bit surprised. Overshown didn't make this list. I'm a little bit surprised. Call me crazy. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm going to tell you another player that I would have wanted to see on this list. Another player that I would have wanted to see on this list, and I'm a little bit let down. I'm surprised that Overshown is not on here. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm a little bit surprised that this player isn't on the list. Deron Bland. And maybe I'm not surprised. Maybe I just expected. But Deron Bland is not on the list. But when you look at these guys right here, these guys are all new to the team. Quinnen, Kenny, they both came in last year. And then you got two players, they haven't even played on the team. Wow. What does that tell you? You got two players, they haven't even been on the team long. And they made it? Wow. Wow, okay. They must have been really making an impact. Blaine said, no, it's not you, G. I feel the same way. Ferguson is okay. We need a better tight end who can run after the catch. I'm hoping Michael Trigg really step it up. I'm really hoping they step it up. Yeah, I'm struggling hard with that one, Brave. I'm struggling, man. Chuck Dunaway said, I appreciate 60-yard field goals, but dang. Boy, I'm struggling hard with that one, man. I'm struggling. But, man, I'm with you, Braves. I would have thought it would have been Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, let me put him on the list. I'm sorry, but I'm surprised on this Brandon Aubrey deal. No Brandon Aubrey. And I'm gonna go and put it out there, man. I'm surprised on George Pickens. I'm really surprised. I'm surprised on George Pickens. I really am. I'm surprised that George Pickens didn't make it. I actually thought he was going to make it. So that's the Leadership Council. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Ferg, Booker. Great. Hey, man, that's a big testimony to him. Ty Smith, Williams again, Clark. These guys are all brand new to the team, which I find to be very ironic. And then you got Anger. So, all right, hold on. We're going to have to refresh that. All right, let's see. Let's refresh and see if we can get back where we were there. All right, hold on a second. The Cowboys have probably put the edited version on now. So let's go back. Cowboys have probably put the edited version on.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. Brian.
Christian Parker loves it. He's a secondary coach, so he loves it. We're very excited about it. They're very different. And then we felt would, again, impact the locker room in the right way, speak up when they needed to me and to other people. So on defense, it's Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Thompson. On offense, it's
Nick Harris, forward star Telegram. What's your scope on this running back room heading into camp? And, with the limitations on physicality out here, how can you hope to get the most out of that battle here?
Yeah, I'm excited about Nick. I think, Jaden Blue's a guy we've talked about from the minute he stepped on campus. It's interesting talking to Christian Parker a little bit yesterday, actually, about some stuff. And, he said, Jaden was a guy that going into game one, they were very concerned about. They had been around him. They'd seen him. Andrew Makuba, the safety, was with him at Texas. that shows you that he's a guy that we need to take the next step, and I think he's going to do that. He understands his role, but he's exciting. Phil Moff is a guy we're very excited about. They're very different. And then, the guy that never gets talked about enough, is Malik Davis. All this guy does is go out and score 40-yard touchdown runs on Thanksgiving Day and rush for 100 yards on Christmas Day. He must be the holiday killer. But, he's just – and then special teams. So, I'm excited about that group and that battle, and there'll be plenty of time to, along with the preseason games, see the physicality from that group.
What's it going to look like out here as far as training multiple guys with that green dot and then finding the one guy?
Yeah, it's going to be busy, which is good. We'll take turns. We rotate guys. Like I said, Mike and Dime, they
Yeah, this is a great point here. We're gonna see a full dose. We're gonna see a full dose of this running back room in preseason. There'll be Javonte Williams will get rest, but there'll be no rest for Malik Davis, Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue. We're probably gonna get full games. If not full games, those guys will probably be splitting halves. We're gonna probably see full halves from Blue, Maffa, Malik Davis. Dominique Richardson probably won't get a half or anything like that, but we got 3 running backs, man. Shoot. Hey. Man, shoot. Man, we got 3 running backs that they're going to be a part of the equation. I'm going to show you something on these running backs, too.
Move around at different spots, so they're interchangeable now, which, again, I think we learned last year we did not do a very good job of, myself included, of training different guys to do it. And, again, it doesn't have to be a certain player. It doesn't have to be the Mike linebacker. It could be a safety. It could be different people. It's going to be someone that's on the field all the time. But I would say we've got 3 or 4 candidates that we're really excited about. And but before I say their names, I want to get a couple days into practice.
Well, Overshown already said that is him. I guess Brian Schottenheimer saying it's not him. I know there's probably a conversation that goes on behind closed doors with Overshown. You really can't help it. But with Overshown being your Mike linebacker, conversation behind closed doors is just got to really be like, if we make him the Mike linebacker, does he last the whole season? That's really got to be a conversation. So I could see where the Cowboys, I wouldn't be surprised if there are 2 or 3 Mike linebackers, like, hey, be ready. 3 or 4 of these guys. Overshown, D. Winters, and Caleb Downs. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if there's 3 of them. I believe Overshown will be the Mike linebacker, and if he stays healthy, he's going to do it the whole season. I think he'll do it the whole season. But the issue is he's got to stay healthy. But I notice what Brian is saying. It's got to be somebody who's going to be on the field all the time. Will Overshown be on the field all the time? I believe D. Winters will be on the field the whole time, and I believe Caleb Downs is going to be on the field the whole time. If I'm a betting man, which I'm not, but if I'm a betting man, those are the 3 players. D. Winters, Overshown, Caleb Downs. Maybe there's a surprise person in there, but I don't know. Y'all tell me who y'all think. I don't know. There will be blood. He said he hope it doesn't cause animosity prior to the season. It shouldn't. It shouldn't, but I tell you this, there will be blood. Overshown has went and got Mulageta. Overshown has went and got Mulageta, and he claimed that Mike linebacker. Mulageta, Overshown is saying something. Yeah, Amber Soprano. I need one of them to be like Sean Lee. Amber Soprano. I think Overshown is more like Sean Lee, unfortunately, than we want him to be. We want him to be like Sean Lee, but healthy. Because right now, Overshown is like Sean Lee. Sean Lee would have been Hall of Fame linebacker had he stayed healthy. I don't want that same thing to be said about Overshown. Because when Overshown is healthy, top 5. Top 5 when he's healthy. Issue is he hasn't been healthy long enough. So we're going to see. But again, Overshown's already claimed that. Oh, Bass, hey, don't you worry, Bass. That cowboy, I'm getting me a real cowboy hat coming soon, my brother.
Tommy Yarsh, DallasCowboys.com. Brian, you said in the past that you don't really like 7-on-7. I know it's part of what you have to do now. So when you do have to do it, what do you kind of look for and take away? I know it's begrudging, but what's positive for you from it?
You know, if you're installing passes, new concepts, new wrinkles, Tommy, I think it's good. Christian Parker loves it. He's a secondary coach, so he loves it. They usually glove a lot of our concepts, which is why I think he likes it. But, again, you want to see quarterbacks being efficient. You want to see the ball coming out. It's a great opportunity to work your scramble rules because, quite honestly, in 7-on-7, they're going to cover a lot of things because there's no play fakes and things like that. So it's good. But I just think quarterbacks in this league, with the way the pass rush is in the NFL, they need to be sitting in the pocket. They need to be, affected by the time clock of that. And I just think they get a false sense of security. So we'll do it. We do it more to get the 9-on-7 than we do it to just do 7-on-7.
And whether it be conversations with your sports science department or just what you saw last year, how do you help these rookies who have never done an NFL training camp before kind of get up to speed a little bit?
Yeah, education started in the spring. It started in OTAs. You know, their schedule's a little bit longer than the vets. You're allowed to keep them a couple hours more. And so Brian Wansley and his staff do a great job, along with Scott Sirent, the sports nutrition, of teaching these guys. I hit them this morning on, using this hour that we have between, finishing up meetings and going to practice. There's about an hour. What's your routine? What's your plan? Don't just go back and lay down in your room. Get in there and get stretched out and get your mind right, get taped. And for those guys, they use the vets a lot. Hey, Dak, what do you do? Hey, CD, what do you do? George, what do you do? And I think, they'll figure that out as we go.
Bill.
Bill Jones, CBS Texas.
Hi, Bill.
Looking at your leadership council there. One name,
Do you like it?
One name really sticks out to me is because of his youth, and that's Tyler Booker. What is it about Tyler?
Yeah, Tyler Booker stuck out to me too. Yeah, because I was talking about this when they were going to do the captains and stuff like that, and I was kind of like, I thought Ty Booker could do it, but I didn't know if they would do it his first year. Man, that's a big deal to do it his first year. But I also think it's a huge issue that Jalen Thompson and Rashawn Gary is also on that list. That tells you something, man. Oof.
So much, and others from a leadership standpoint was 1 year here.
Yeah.
We knew what we were getting with Tyler, Bill. When we drafted him, we knew that he was an elite person, elite human being. He was all about our 5 core values of putting the team first and working hard and competing, and he loves football, and he's about the brotherhood. You can't go into any meeting room that Tyler Booker's in, and if you ask for an opinion, his hand's shooting up, and he speaks with conviction. I can't say enough great things about him, and he was one of the few no-brainers. I think every single one of us had him on there.
Wow.
That says a lot for a guy going into his second year.
Yesterday, we were talking about Christian Parker's organization and plan for practice. Why is that important, and what is he doing that's so different than some of the other defensive coordinators you've worked with?
I think I would start with the exposure, the guys he's been exposed to. Vic obviously gets the first nod, but, he's been around Vance Joseph. He's been around all these great defensive minds, and a little bit like myself, when you're around these great minds as a position coach, a wannabe coordinator, you're grabbing and stealing things that you like. You're constantly writing down, hey, I like this, I like that. Hey, I would do this differently. I wouldn't. So there's a expedited understanding of what you want to do. There's a philosophy. And you see that from CP, and I think it's because he's thought about this for 5 or 6 years. But not only that, he's been exposed to some great defensive minds. But what I love about him is he's going to take.
No, Bass, that's that tea. I forgot the name of that tea I was telling you about. It's like gray tea or something. It's for your voice. It's that gray tea.
Take good ideas from these people, but he's going to do it his way. Like, I think if you ask Vic Fangio, Vic's going to say Christian had a huge voice in what they did in Philadelphia, and certainly I think he'll lean on his staff. You know, whether it's Derek Ansley, Chidera, he's going to do the same thing that his predecessors have done.
Isn't it powerful, though, when you think about what the Cowboys have done? So when you go and look, as we talked about it, Tom Pelissero brought this up, that all of the free agents the Cowboys brought in, all of them are from winning organizations. Unlike last year, we would get players and they were not from winning organizations. But I'm going to add something else to this. When you talk about Christian Parker, B.T. Jordan in particular, they even went and got their coaches from winning organizations. Anybody thought about that? They're not bringing in third chance players, and they didn't bring in third chance coaches who came off a losing season. And Jerry always says, and there's nothing like a coach that's wanting that second opportunity. Well, Matt Eberflus proved you wrong on that one, Jerry. No. They went in and got a young coach who wants to be a head coach, knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl, knows what it takes to be in the playoffs, knows how to plan for some of the best quarterbacks in the league, got an up-to-date defense. Yeah, unlike Matt Eberflus and that antiquated system he was running, now you went and got somebody from a winning organization. Cowboys own something. They doing a lot of things right.
Sat in on a lot of his meetings. Has there been a moment in one of those meetings where you found yourself pulling him off to the side and wanting a little bit more detail?
Detail? No, absolutely not. There's certainly things that I give him feedback on. Hey, what about this? What about that? Hey, maybe think about this. But in terms of the detail, the way he
said, you're like, you know, as an offensive guy,
I agree, Alan
that's something
Ford.
I want to drill down on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, those conversations happen all the time. I think that's one of the other
Yeah,
things.
you're right,
you know,
man. I might need to
these will
give you a
come to me
Cowboys
as
mug.
we
You're
go
right
through
about
training
that.
camp. But, like, you know, I want to spend, you know, in the evening time, 20, 30, 35 minutes watching film with Clayton and watching film with Christian and just talking ball. I mean, just whether we grab a couple Miller Lights, shout out sponsor, you know, and we just watch some ball. It's, you know, like, that's how we get on the same page. And, hey, I really love this concept. Well, why would you do that? Oh, if you do that, I'm going to do this. It's like a chess match. And so I'm really looking forward to doing that. And I think I can do that this year because, again, of my confidence in Clayton. And then, obviously, I'm much more involved in the defense.
Now, notice this. Hang on to that first phrase he said. I can do that this year. Why couldn't you do it last year? Why couldn't you do it last year? Anybody find that to be strange? I know he was a first-year coach, but why couldn't he do what he's doing this year last year? Shotty didn't feel comfortable doing this stuff with Matt Eberflus. Demetrius Noel, here it is. Demetrius Noel, you hit it on the head. Eberflus' biggest problem was his ego and can't touch me attitude. He could not do that with Eberflus. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. He's able to do now everything he could do that he couldn't do last year, and it's going to pay dividends. And it's not like he couldn't have done it, but when you get an elder statesman, Matt Eberflus, who's been a head coach, Shotty hadn't been a head coach. He been a head coach. He think he know how to do everything. He gonna do everything his way. And by the way, even though you were in on hiring me, Jerry Jones hired me, and I'm bringing my staff with me. I mean, Brian really had to outsmart this man because he basically was just going to throw the whole season away and play 96% zone. Brian said, not on my watch. He said, not on my watch. No, sir, you're not doing that on my watch. Got in that defensive room too late And I think he spent way too much time in there. But now you don't have to worry about that. Yes, sir, Bass. Yeah. And I think in some respects he was staying away from him until he had to finally get in there and tell him, you're not gonna get me ran out of Dallas. What up, Christopher Palmer? Bernard said Flus had more skin in the game. Yeah, exactly, Bernard. But see, now with Christian Parker, he's the rookie coach. He'll be looking to Brian. Brian will be able to pick his brain. He'll be able to pick Brian's brain. He'll be able to help Brian to be even more efficient offensively. He'll be able to do all those things. Eberflus couldn't do those things. Iron sharpens iron. Well, Matt Eberflus wasn't iron.
Joe Trahan, WFA TV. Coach, this is about Caleb Downs. Such a smart young player. Is part of your job trying to have him not try and do too much too soon? That's part one of the question. Part two, what do you want to see from him once he gets on the grass?
No, I think at the end of the day, we're not going to overload Caleb Downs. That's our job as coaches. We have a huge we have instincts that say he can handle a lot of this stuff. I think, when you go to Alabama and you play as a freshman, there's in maybe one of the most complex defenses there is. What we saw from him in the spring and what I want to see from him out here is just to get better every day. I think the mind works incredibly fast. I mean, the way he sees things, the instincts, his ability to diagnose, the communication. But it's the fundamentals. We're teaching him some things he hasn't done at Ohio State or Alabama. And so those are the things, whether it's a scooch technique and coverage, how we play bunches and stacks, things like that. Those are the things that we expect to see out there when we get going.
Now, as it pertains to Caleb Downs, this is something that I believe the Cowboys coaching staff have to be very careful of. Do not be trying to put this defense on the shoulders of Caleb Downs. Put this defense on the shoulders where it belongs. The entire defense. The entire defense. Let Kenny Clark, Quinnen Williams anchor this thing, and you put this defense on the shoulders of all of these players. We got to understand something about Caleb Downs. I'm expecting Caleb Downs to be really, really good as the season goes on. He will be extremely good as the season goes on. But I'm also expecting some growing pains. I am so glad that they got Jalen Thompson. I don't know what to do. I don't know about y'all. If it was Caleb Downs and Malik Hooker and Marquise Bell, I'd be worried. It is not Caleb Downs that solidified that safety room. Jalen Thompson solidified that safety room. Jalen Thompson. I'm actually at this point, because I'm very excited about Caleb Downs. I'm more excited about Jalen Thompson than I am Caleb Downs. I don't think people realize how great of a safety Thompson is. Thompson was off the chain in college. Wasted talent in Arizona. If Jalen Thompson does what he did in Arizona over here, I'm telling you right now, for everybody who's talking about Caleb Downs, great, because I think he's going to be great. Jalen Thompson is a monster. That dude is a monster, man. If it was just Caleb Downs, I'd actually be worried. But we got Jalen Thompson. He solidifies the back end of that defense. He solidifies it. Caleb Downs is the future. Caleb Downs will get better as the season goes. But Jalen Thompson, I'm telling you, he coming out the box. He coming out the box this season. He coming out the box. Jalen Thompson is going to be balling back there. He going to be balling. So they don't need to put, and I'm glad because, and I'm not worried about Caleb Downs. Very mature. Caleb isn't even trying to listen to all of he's the savior of the defense. Caleb Downs comes from the Ohio State. where teams win championships, not players. So he's going to be good with everything that they're doing. But I'm just glad the Cowboys got Jalen Thompson because it's going to pay dividends. It's going to help Caleb Downs come into his own. It absolutely is. And don't get me wrong, Caleb Downs is an extremely smart player because I don't think people are saying this stuff just to be saying it. Jalen Thompson said he's the smartest rookie he's ever seen. So, but again, I'm so glad we got Jalen Thompson. That way we don't have to say, Caleb Downs, you got to come out here and save this safety room. You got to be the leader of the safety room. You got to be the leader of the defensive backs. Nope. We don't have to get him to do that. We got Kobe Durant. We got Jalen Thompson. We got PJ Locke. We got guys that you can sit back and learn the game from. You'll be teaching them some things too. You'll be even better than them sometimes athletically, but they'll be able to teach you the pro game. And that's what Shotty is talking about. Downs got to learn the pro game. A lot of people keep saying he's going to be the rookie of the year. I'm telling y'all, if I was a betting man, I'm not a bettor, but if I was a betting man, I'm telling y'all Ruben Bain Jr. Man, I don't think nobody in this league has the chip on their shoulder like Ruben Bain Jr. They talked about the dude hairline. They called the dude Tyrannosaurus Rex, said his arms was too short. They brought up old incidents from an accident that he had. They were doing everything they could do to crash Ruben Bain's draft stock, and I think they succeeded somewhat. Man, I'm telling you, Ruben Bain Jr., and I think he's going to be put in a position to probably have more of an impact than Jalen Thompson. I think it's going to be Ruben Bain Jr. But as the season goes on, Caleb Downs, I believe, will be a playmaker for the Cowboys. But again, because you got Jalen Thompson, you don't have to get him to come out like that. You don't have to get him to come out like that. Antoine Green, appreciate you. Said loving the content. Appreciate you. Yeah, Bass, I'm with you. You know, Quinnen, Overshown. Yeah, you know, let those guys anchor the defense. And let the whole thing be, you know, let the whole defense understand. Man, we all got to hold this thing down. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Vita Vea. Somebody asked about Vita Vea earlier. He wants a deal, and he wants a big-time deal. I don't think the Cowboys are going to do it. I don't see how the Cowboys, that'd be a lot of money invested into the defensive tackle situation. That's one of the reasons why I believe the Cowboys got rid of Osa Odigizua. I mean, don't get me wrong, boy. You got Vita Vea. Boy, you got Vita Vea, Kenny Clark, and Quinnen Williams. Oh, my gosh. Whew. Now, you want to talk about what shocked the league. If Jerry went out and got Vita Vea, oh, my gosh. Man, you want to talk about nobody would be able to run on the Cowboys. Man, they'd be afraid to see the Cowboys even dropping back to pass. That'd be a crazy combination. Yeah, it'd be a crazy combination. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Vita Vea. But I tell you this, I wouldn't be mad if it was. Demetrius Noel said, gee, that is a mistake and too overwhelming for a rookie. Yeah, let him progress naturally instead of forcing it. Man, I'm telling you, Jalen Thompson is my favorite free agent. Frank Lawrence said 49ers hired Matt Eberflus under Kyle Shanahan and DC Raheem Morris. Am I missing something? Yeah, I'm missing it too. I'm missing it too, Frank Lawrence. I'm missing it too. Manchero, he said Eberflus was bad, but also was a scapegoat. CP got 6 new starters. Oh, Marcus Manchero, I brought that up too. I said it already, Marcus Manchero. Eberflus wish he could have had this defense. I don't think he would have done anything with it. Oh, I don't think he would have done anything with it. But he wished he could have got this defense. Yeah, Amber, again, I'm loving the fact they got Jalen Thompson. I love the fact we got Jalen Thompson. Man, I'm telling you, he was my favorite free agent. And I like Rashawn Gary. But man, I love the fact we got Jalen Thompson. Hey, Christian Kreiner, that tells you something, doesn't it? Rashawn Gary, already one of the leaders on the team, and Jalen Thompson. Man, I'm loving it. Newhouse fam is somewhere in the building. Where Newhouse fam at? Newhouse fam, what up, man? Good to see you, Newhouse fam. So I'm glad. What's going on, Julia Gliz? Love seeing your channel grow. Got your channel locked in only for notifications. Keep it up. Appreciate you, Julian. All right, let's keep rocking with Brian, man. Again, content creators and the media ought to be thanking those people who were in the press conference yesterday. Because I said it yesterday, they could have left Brian Schottenheimer out of that press conference because that was the Jerry Jones press conference. Even Stephen Jones barely got a word in. It was Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones gave the media what they wanted, content creators what they wanted. Now we're hearing the man talk who we need to be hearing talk. It's Brian Schottenheimer.
Christy Scales, Cowboys Radio 105.3 The Fan. Since special teams is the pathway for so many of these young guys, who do you hope that's already one of your core guys steps up and kind of serves as that North Star since CJ Goodwin isn't here anymore?
Yeah, number one, I'm thrilled for CJ. I called CJ when he decided to retire and thanked him for all that he did, and it wasn't just as a player but as a leader. A couple names popped right into my brain, so I'll go with them. Brevin Spon-Ford, tireless worker, one of our off-season award winners for the way he trained and worked in the off-season. Another off-season award winner, Hunter Lepke. It's a guy that can do everything for us.
Man, we talking about Hunter Lepke special teams, man. Man, we got to figure out a way to use this dude, man. Hunter Lepke has to be the most wasted talent on the Dallas Cowboys team. They have got to figure out a way to use Hunter Lepke. You can line Hunter Lepke up in the backfield. I know he fumbled in the game. I think it was against Miami. What was his rookie year? He fumbled in the game, and maybe they don't have as much confidence in him. Hunter Lepke can line up at fullback. He can line up at running back. He can line up at tight end. You got to figure out a way to use this dude. You got to figure out a way to use this dude. You went and gave him a contract, and I think they gave him a contract because they was like, we don't know what to do with him, but he's too good to let go. So we're going to sign him to a contract, and we still don't know what to do with him. What are we doing? And now we're talking about this dude with special teams. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got to do better than this. Man, we got to do better than this. Please find a way to use Hunter Lepke better. I'll tell you this, too. You're talking about special teams. You're talking about two dudes that came to his mind. Well, I'm going to tell you, there's a dude on this team. The only way he may make this team is special teams. Man, I know a lot of people like him, and I like him too. But I don't think the Cowboys really know what to do with him either. And it is Maurice Leofow. His way to make this team may be special teams. Maurice Leofow may have to make himself invaluable on special teams in this camp until he gets an opportunity, because he's way down there on the depth chart. But man, you bringing up these players on special teams, and this is one of the reasons why I don't think Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to make this team if everything kind of works out the way that it's supposed to work out. I just don't think he's going to want that. I just don't think he's going to want that workload. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, man, I don't know if any of y'all ever played football, but even when I was back in school, and again, I'm not going to tell y'all I was a superstar in high school and in college, because I wasn't. But I'm just going back even to middle school. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, you got to be a rough rider to be on that middle, man, to be on that special teams, bro. Boy, you got to be different. My son played cornerback, and man, he played on special teams. Man, I used to be terrified when he'd be playing on special teams, because he was kind of crazy. He played on special teams. He was a cornerback, but he was crazy. Man, he go down be headhunting on that thing, man. Boy, you got to be different to be on special teams, man. Man, when you on that kick team, boy, them some different breed of dudes. And I think that's how Maurice Leofow may have to make this team. And maybe something will happen where he can maybe work his way up the depth chart as he keeps going. But, you start talking about special teams, these definitely aren't the names that I was thinking on here. I didn't think I was going to hear them names. Hunter Lipke? Brevin Spanford? Didn't think I was going to hear them names. Okay. Mike said this. Let me tell you something. I'm very interested to know what drill are they going to use to get those penalties under control. Mike said this, we got to get penalties under control. That's conditioning. When you're tired, you make mental mistakes. Mike said this. Let me ask you a question. Mike said this, and everybody else too. Mike said this, I'm just wondering though. I wonder if a drama-free offseason, will a drama-free offseason play into some of these things with the Cowboys mentally? I'm just wondering. I mean, I'm pretty sure if their penalties go down, no one will make that correlation. Well, I'm gonna keep that correlation alive. I want to see what they do. Jeremy Best said, they act like they don't know how to use this big athletic dude that can catch and run. Use this dude like Kyle Shanahan uses Kyle Juszczyk. What are we doing? And that's what I want to see from Shotty this year. I want to see if Shotty can use more of his weapons. Because I'll tell you this, Jeremy, if this defense is anywhere like we think it's going to be, we're going to get more opportunities with the ball. I'm expecting at least 2 or 3 more drives with this defense. So you're going to have more plays on offense. I'd love to see what they do with Hunter Lipke. Shoot, Mose Logan, you said I was a kicker and a field goal kicker as well. You was a kicker and a field goal kicker. Wow. Hey, I'm telling you right now. Shoot, even playing kicker, man. Somebody mess around. Mose Logan, you play kicker, man. Somebody mess around and break it. You the only one back there, bro. Boy, you got to be different to play on those special teams, boy. Jerry Betts said, I was on all 3 kicking units. Woo! Yeah, he said you got to be special, literally and figuratively, because contact is coming one way or another. You got to want to run, hit, and be hit. What it is, boy, you ain't lying, boy. Boy, you ain't lying. What? Jeremy Betts, it was the only play, when my sons played football in high school, it was the only play that actually scared me. I would always be nervous on kickoffs. Man, people will hit you out of nowhere. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, Dully, that's it, man. Offsides, false starts. So we're going to see. That's it. Bass said, don't be docile in the third and on even fourth, going forward aggressively. Be smart. Shotty has to learn that form of using Aubrey last season. That overzealous BS don't work. Yeah. I'm like you, Poopy D. Shoot, man, I'm watching every preseason game this year. I normally don't, but I'm going to watch every preseason game, Poopy D. He said, I can't wait to see this team in action. He said, I'll probably be watching preseason. Boy, you too. Man, I got to watch the backups this year, man. I got to watch the backups this year. I'm watching the backups. What up, we them boys? I'm watching the backups this year. I'm with you.
From playing fullback to being third down back to being a single back, quite honestly, running the football and check downs, things like that. But on special teams, he's a difference maker. And then this last guy would be Ryan Flournoy. Now, Flo's doing so well as a receiver, it's a little bit harder to use him. Nick asks me all the time, I'm like, I don't know, man, he's pretty good. But I think that's because of, but he wants to do everything. He just plays the game the right way with that violent physical nature. So those are the first 3 guys that popped in my mind. They all have those same leadership qualities of CJ, maybe a little different. Brevin's kind of in your face, Flo's more direct, and then Hunter's kind of a quiet assassin.
Wow. Congratulations to Ryan Flournoy. Did y'all catch that? Congratulations to Ryan Flournoy. Great special teams player. Hold on a second. But now Ryan Flournoy has turned into a great number 3 receiver. And I've heard us talking about that we're going to have 2 1,400 yards receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I am not going to be surprised if Ryan Flournoy is a 1,000-yard third string, 1,000-yard number 3 receiver. I'm not going to be surprised. We are going to play teams this year. They're going to play us different than they did last year. Rather than doubling George Pickens and singling CeeDee Lamb, they already know that didn't work. That didn't work. You're not holding CeeDee Lamb one-on-one. I mean, unless you maybe Gonzalez. There ain't many Gonzalez's out there. There are maybe about 3 cornerbacks in this league, maybe, that could go one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb. I'll still take CeeDee Lamb 7 times out of 10. That ain't going to work. We're going to play teams this year. Watch what I tell you. They're going to double CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. They're going to double both of them. Ryan Flanoy is going to have to eat like he's never eaten before. I will not be surprised if Ryan Flanoy shocks everybody and is 1,000-yard receiver. I'm not going to be shocked. Brian Schottenheimer just said that Ryan Flanoy is so valuable as a wide receiver that they're going to pull him back. That's what he sounds like. They're going to pull him back from special teams. Congratulations. When you graduate from special teams as a wide receiver, yeah, you doing something. Yeah, you doing something. Yeah. In the past, that was his claim to fame of how he elevated on the team. Not anymore. Congratulations to Ryan Flanoy, man. Congratulations to Ryan Flanoy. That brother done balled out. That boy done balled out, man. And I'm going to show y'all some video of him later on. Shoot. Man, this dude, Ryan Flanoy been in that weight room, bruh. Ryan Flanoy been in that weight room. Lynn said, so is he saying Flo will not be doing special teams. He'll be the third. Yeah, that's exactly what he said, man. Congratulations. We them boys. I agree with you. Everybody talk about the best wide receiver duo. Who's the best wide receiver trio? I think it's I said trio. Trio. I think it's hands down the Dallas Cowboys. I think it's hands down the Dallas Cowboys. We have, and I'm going to tell you, the Bears pretty good too. Trio-wise. Duo is us. But I'm telling y'all, man, this dude Flanoy, this dude about to break out, man. Flanoy about to break out. I'm just telling you. Flanoy about to break out, man. He is about to break out. Baz said he don't care who feathers or ruffles. Flo can be our better wide receiver 3 since Cedric. Could be even better. Who knows? Remember Noah Brown. Oh, he better than Noah Brown. Yeah, he better than Noah Brown. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something, Flo. I'm going to tell you something, Baz. Flanoy is about to really break out in this league. He's about to really break out in this league. Bump T.Y. said Pickens was torching Sauce Gardner. I'm going to tell you, man, because of George Pickens' play style, I don't think it's anybody that can hold Pickens one-on-one. And the reason why I don't think they can hold him one-on-one is because of his size, his high point ability, his jumping ability, and the way he uses his body against defensive backs. I don't think anybody can. George Pickens, because he is a master of the jump ball, he hard to deal with. He's just hard to deal with. Yeah, Pickens going in motion, man. It's going to be nasty. Yeah. Yeah, Jeremy Betts. Yeah, Flanoy going to get a lot of one-on-ones. No doubt about it. He's going to get a lot of one-on-ones. Congratulations to him. Oh, boy, Lynn, you remember. Boy, you remember Miles Austin until he got with the Kardashians? Shoot, before he started dating with Kim Kardashian? Shoot. Miles Austin might have been one of the best wide receivers in the league for about 2 years. Poobie D said, I keep forgetting we signed Curtis Robinson from the 49ers as well. He was a nice pickup. Yeah, the Cowboys got a few pickups that people aren't talking about. Yeah. Yeah, so you're right. Mike said this. We got to come up with something for that all-out blitz stuff like the Vikings did to us. And you know what we got to come up with? A screen game. Yeah, we got to come up with a screen game. Got to come up with a screen game. It was like non-existent. It was non-existent. Yeah, amen to that. Pickens is a different animal. And, you don't have to say he's better than George. Better than CD or CD better than George. They're just different animals. CeeDee Lamb's specialty is not the jump ball. That's where Pickens really separates himself from every one of these wide receivers in the league. His ability to high point a football, it's uncanny. It's uncanny. It's incredible. He's got that one element that you can't teach. Let me tell you something. You can't teach what he does. You can't teach it. You can't teach it. It's incredible. Fred Walker said the top 3 wide receivers will be Lamb, Pickens, and Holden. Oh, yeah, Holden ain't beating out Flanoy. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, he ain't beating out Flanoy. Chuck Dunaway said, I respect GP the way he's handling his tag, especially when everyone dogged him when he came to Dallas. Everybody was saying, man, Chuck Dunaway, I saw him today, bro. I'm telling you, I almost started crying, bro. I'm not even exaggerating, Chuck Dunaway. To see George Pickens on the field today, bro, I almost started crying. To know what this dude is dealing with. Man. Bro, he playing that hand. He just playing the hand he was dealt. He just playing that hand. I think there's a larger plan at hand, and God's got a larger plan. But I think the Cowboys got a larger plan at hand for Pickens too. So, but man, to see how this dude is doing Dunaway, I'm just telling you, bro. I almost broke out in tears today. I ain't even lying to you. Yeah, man, Miles Austin was off the chain until he got with the Kardashians, man. No, what the heck? They like black widows or something, bro. Like black widows. But I guess at the same time, when you were one of them, how do you focus on football? I guess how do you focus on football, bro? You were one of the Kardashians. How do you focus on football?
Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. Hello, Brian.
How we doing? How many days you guys still printing?
What's that?
How many days you guys?
7.
Okay.
But it's close.
Okay, 7. Let me write that down.
I got subscriptions available. You've mostly coached, it seems like, younger quarterbacks in your career, young Russell Wilson, Luck, and Bradford.
On deadline.
You now have a 33-year-old man at quarterback. What is unique about working with Dak, or what is maybe the same?
Wow, Kalishaw. Kalishaw said you got a 33-year-old man at quarterback. I guess he's trying to be funny by saying that. But I'll tell you this. When a quarterback makes it to the point of where Dak Prescott is, those are the kind of quarterbacks that you actually want leading a younger team. You absolutely want that. A lot of people, these young rookies, hey man, everybody ain't Patrick Mahomes. Everybody wants them young quarterbacks come in, get them on a rookie contract. I wish the Cowboys would have did this in 2016. Didn't happen. But I am so glad as a Dallas Cowboy fan that we're watching Dak Prescott get to a point in his career. Do y'all realize that Dak Prescott is at a point in his career that he may be about to do something that no other Cowboys quarterback has done? And I'm going to look this up in a moment. But Dak Prescott has an opportunity to be the longest tenured Dallas Cowboys quarterback in their history. He's kept himself in shape. He's really gotten health conscientious. They're putting a team around him finally. And he's at the right mindset, because quarterbacks can play till they're 40. Look at Aaron Rodgers out there, man. Come on, man. We got Aaron Rodgers still playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think Dak Prescott can play until he's 40 plus if he wants to, if he stays healthy. But Dak is at that point where you want him to be the quarterback of your team. Because what advantage does he have over these younger quarterbacks? He's got experience. He's got experience. Not only does he have experience, he has ability. He has a work ethic. Dak is cerebral. I'm telling you, he's at that point where you're like, these are the types of guys when you make it to where Dak is in his career, you're getting a Super Bowl. Look at Matthew Stafford. Look at Matthew Stafford. That quarterback the Rams drafted, he can hold out all he wants to for that contract. But he's not seeing that field until Matthew Stafford is ready to stop playing. Matthew Stafford still getting another $55 million, I think, next season. Why do the Rams want to keep Matthew Stafford? He don't really got a lot of physical ability anymore. He can still throw the ball, but he ain't going to run away from nobody. He's not going to get you no scrambles hardly. And you better be careful if you let him get hit too hard. But Stafford is cerebral also. His football placement is insanity. His football placement, his understanding of situations, situational football, all those things. When you think about Matthew Stafford, there is a reason why. I guarantee you, teams would love to have these older Matthew Staffords, Tom Brady's, now Dak Prescott. When they get to that age, they start taking care of their body. They got the mind. These are the types of quarterbacks that can lead teams to Super Bowls. That's the advantage, Kalishaw. Calling this man old man. Come on. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Yep, Robert Dully. Warren Moon. Remember Doug Williams? Man, Rich Gannon. Man, these older quarterbacks. Joe Montana. You get these older quarterbacks, man, and I know some people don't like it. Brett Favre. Brett Favre? Anybody? Favre? Brett Favre in his old age. Man, when you get these quarterbacks to that point, man, these dudes can ball, man. They can ball when they get to this point.
Him at this age with those guys.
Oh, man, I could go on, Tim, about Dak forever. I just love this guy's curiosity for getting better. You know, the way he works, the way he trains, the things he's doing to take care of his body as he gets older.
Yep.
And that's not just Dak. That's, you know, some of Dak and I's biggest fights are about reps. You know, and so, you know, as he gets older, he's figuring that out. But, like, just the way this guy works, man, the way he attacks his craft. I kind of sit by him in offensive meetings, and Clayton probably gets angry because he and I are just kind of talking about different things. But the leader, the man, and I'm just really proud of the guy, the way he's taken the changes we made last year of playing more under center. Tim, that was a little bit different for him. I mean, with Kel, we were more, I was here, we were more gun and spread out and things like that. Now we're more cut splits and movements and actions. And it was not an easy transition for a guy that had been doing it at a high level and playing at an MVP level a couple years ago with Kellen and Mike. And I think he showed that, you know, that versatility to be able to do both is pretty cool.
Sam.
Yeah, that boy Dak is cerebral, man. Yeah, Bass, you remember that? I think somebody, I can't remember who it was, that Brett Favre. Brett Favre. Shoot. Dude, House fam, I'm telling you right now, if there's something you want to do professionally in your career, don't date a Kardashian. Don't date a Kardashian, bro. It's over. It's over. Your career is over if you date a Kardashian. But again, I mean, you know, the way they are, how do you focus on anything dating one of them? Bazzy and I said I was listening to Bills radio today as I live close to Buffalo, and these Bills radio hosts were raving about Dak, and I all took him over Hurts any day of the week. No doubt. I wish I could have been on that radio station. They'd have really been mad. Because I told them I'd take Dak over Josh Allen any day of the week. Oh, I'd have had him mad over there. I'd have had him mad over there. Because I've been seeing it. Yeah, Quinn. Big Ben played a long time. Shoot, man, when you get that quarterback that's played as long as a Dak Prescott, now you want him now. Yeah, Demetrius Noel, you know Kalishaw, he be tripping. We gonna let him make it though. He older. We gonna let him make it. Chuck Dunaway said he loved the show. Appreciate you. You know what, Fred Walker? I think Holden is good. Problem is he just the problem with Holden, it's just too much talent in the Dallas Cowboys wide receiver room. Now, last year the Cowboys cut him and were able to get him back. I don't know if it'll happen this year. But the Cowboys, once again, got a lot of talent in that wide receiver room. It's just talented, man. Because you got to remember, Kavontae Turpin in that room, too. And he under contract.
We're in Dallas. Two-part question. Do you guys have a mantra or a theme for the season? And you mentioned the trash talking that's going to be a little bit different with Christian Parker. Are you looking forward to seeing how this defense challenges your offense out there?
Yeah, I mean, we never back away from the central theme of the program, which is compete every day. We've got, a number of things, but I actually shared with the guys today, one of the things when I was thinking about just training camp and stuff like that was that I shared with the guys today is everything is earned. I really think that, all 31 other teams are doing what we're doing. Head coaches are standing up here. They're making predictions. They're talking about their roster, how good it is. The players are training and getting ready to go out to have practice and all that stuff. And we talked about what makes us different. And hopefully it's the consistency that we work at, and we're not going to have perfect days all the time. But I think if you're consistently consistent throughout the course of training camp and you have a lot more good days and bad days or 5, 6, 7 good days in a row and maybe have an off day, and then we have to be willing to do things that maybe other teams don't want to. And that is part of the conditioning. That's part of the physical practices. So, whether we adopt it and use it all the time, but it's something I shared with them today, and I believe it. I think, none of those guys have gotten here without having to earn it.
Oh, boy. Boy, Newhouse Fell got me rolling. Newhouse Fell said Scantling can sit his brick hands down. He said he can sit his brick hands down, boy. You know what? Newhouse Fell, I agree with you. The only reason Scantling makes this team, I believe, only reason why Scantling makes this team is his speed. I think it's the only reason he'll make it. They're going to want him to exercise that speed. Because other than that, Scantling can't catch a cold, bro. I can't deal with Scantling, man. I can't deal with Scantling. I know he got the speed, but if anything, you better get him on some jet sweeps. Because if you're going to throw the football to him, you better not throw it to him in big moments. That's all I can tell you. I wouldn't throw it to him in big moments. Newhouse fam, Kim Kardashian, you're right, she got that builder body. But hey, Newhouse fam, I don't know how old you are, but these young dudes different, man. These young dudes like that builder body. They ain't like where I'm from. I mean, where I'm from, man, them 90s, the 90s girl, they didn't have no builder bodies. It was natural. You think about the Holly Berries and all those type of chicks. Holly Berries. I mean, some of us, we may be married to some of those type of women. Got them bodies, man. 90s bodies, natural bodies. My wife ain't no builder body, just natural body. Hammer used to say pumps in the bump. Man, we into those women with them natural bodies. These guys like these builder bodies today, Newhouse fam. They like them builder bodies. I don't even see how they find them. I don't see how they find stuff like that attractive. I mean, it's not real. It's not real. And a lot of times when you get people who like that, man, you get them, man, I've seen people get them builder bodies and leave their husbands. All of a sudden now they too good for their husband. Man, I can't, bro. They different. Yeah, Quentin Scott, all natural, bro. Natural. I'm from that era of them natural women. I don't know what's going on these days. Yeah, disproportionate, bro. I ain't gonna even say the names of some of these women. I don't want to offend nobody, but boy, they different. Boy, they different, man. This generation different. That's all I can tell you, man. They don't understand Hey, Chuck Dunaway, I know you're right. All over Houston, bruh. All over Houston. We them boys said G-Wife gonna come in. Who you talking about? Nah, she gonna tell me that off the stream. She gonna tell me that off the stream. Yeah, she gonna tell me off the stream. But hey, I'm telling you, man, you remember him said like, hey, pumps in the bump. He was talking about them natural women. Sure, he talking about natural women. He was not talking about this stuff today, man. He wasn't talking about that stuff today, man. Yeah, we them boys. And I know a dude. Paid for that wife body. Left him. Left him. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. You guys haven't shied away from your expectations for Caleb Downs and your optimism there. I think I know the answer, but how has he kind of handled those expectations, and what has that told you about him?
Yeah, maybe it's coach speak. I'm not trying. I don't think we can put anything on Caleb Downs that is above what he expects for himself. He's a young player. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes, but like I said in the spring, I'll say it again, Caleb's not going to, he doesn't repeat mistakes. That is a sign of a young man that understands X's and O's in football, and he's wired the right way. If you haven't been around his mom and dad, I think you guys have in the press conference, his sister, his brother, obviously. But, yeah, he's, his expectations are probably a lot higher than any of us have for him.
Yeah, see, Caleb Downs benefits from his family structure, man. Caleb Downs benefits from his family structure. He's been on great programs. Man, you don't have to worry about Caleb Downs. I don't think nothing going to his head. He's going to be all right. Boss Logan said give him a BBW, bro. Boy, you must stop, boy. Jay, hey, man, you like what you like. Jay just said my wife said they look like ass, bro. Boy, you ain't lying, bro. This generation different, bro. But if they would have been around when we was growing up, they man, shoot. Boy, they wouldn't be thinking about this stuff. I don't know what happened to this generation, man. They just, I don't know. It ain't like nothing natural no more. Yep. Mission Abstract, 80s, Janet Jackson. Yep, Demetrius Noel, H-Town Natural Woman. Mission Abstract, yep, Rump Shaker. I know what you're talking about. Yes, sir. Yep, know exactly what you're talking about. Caleb Downs got that gold star, G. Yeah, man. Man. All right, Brave Cowboys, will catch you on the next one. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's listen to the rest of Shotty.
Back Will Greer to coach after you retired. Obviously, you had some interest in doing that a little bit earlier this offseason. Why was that move there, and what have you seen from him from a coaching standpoint over there?
I told the guys yesterday, I said, hey, I got some sad news. I said, Will Greer's retired. I said, but we got some good news. Will Greer's joined the coaching staff. And, we tried to get it done, and at the end of the day, Will wanted to go play. We wanted to do it before, and I get that. Like, when you're done playing, you're done playing. And I think the draw of being able to come back here and work with this team and this group of young men, and I think he's going to be an outstanding coach. You see these guys, it wasn't my journey at all, but like you see the Davis Webbs of the world, you see these guys that go shooting up the ladder, and Kel, I think, was that way, when he was here. I think the same way about Will. I think Will Greer is going to be a terrific coach, and he'll probably be calling plays in this league in the next 6 to 8 years.
Yep, I agree.
Brad Sham, Cowboys Radio, 105.3 The Fan. You said a few minutes ago this is one of the closest teams you've ever been on. I'm wondering, since they've never played a game together and half of them have virtually just met, how can that be?
The time spent in and away from the building. These guys, they play golf together. They go to dinner together. They have people over their house. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by guys stepping outside maybe their comfort zone and saying, hey, man, you guys want to go get a beer? You guys want to come over? Let's do a crawfish boil, something like that. It's intentional. And I think it's intentional, Brad, because we talk about it, and it's not something that we leave it to them. They have to obviously take the step to do it, but it's something that we talk about. We think that kind of brotherhood is what's going to close the circle for us in this pursuit of a championship, and because there's going to be adversity. But you can't read those names, and it's not just those guys. But those guys understand what it takes to, and what it means to have a close-knit, strong culture.
Hey, Coach. Patrick Walker, Dallas Cowboys.
Mickey Spagnola asked a question here. And he's like, how does Brian Schottenheimer gauge that this is the closest team he's ever been around. Well, I understand what Brian said there, but Brian really could have hit him with like, bruh, I've been around the league for 20-something years. I've been around the league for 25 plus years. My father was a coach in this league. I know what it looks like for a team to be close. This team, they built a very good culture. And while there are quite a few new players on defense, Brian Schottenheimer's been here longer than he's actually been a head coach. And he's built a great culture. He's got a veteran quarterback who has helped galvanize this team. Still got some people who have been here over the years, Lamb, Ty Smith, and others. I think he's got a good enough gauge in his second season to know what he's built. To know what he's built versus what he's experienced. Now, where the rubber is going to meet the road is when we get in those games. And the reason why you build this the way that you built it is because there's got to be something driving this team than just winning the game. And that's winning the game for each other. That's what you're wanting to build, winning the team for each other. So I think he could gauge what's going on here. I think he's got a good mind. Freddie Morales, El Chuco in the building. What's going on? Freddie said, "G, you talking about special team players reminded me of what guys used to say about me when we played in the parking lot of the school. They used to, that man Fred dude is nuts, man. You got to be special to be on those special, man. You got to be special to be on those special teams, bro. You got to be special to be on those special teams." But again, man, Brian could have really hit this dude with some, but I know Brian's probably tired of answering the questions. He got to get out of there, but shoot. Man, he could have hit Spagnola all upside the head, man.
Cowboys.com. Circling back to Tyler Booker really quickly. Goes without saying, replacing a future Hall of Famer is, one of the most daunting tasks, especially for a young guy, rookie. You guys are still trying to sort things out in the post-Tyron Smith era at left tackle. How impressive is it that 1 year later, no one's talking about concerns about replacing Zach Martin going forward? And what can Tyler Booker be in year 2 under Connor and Clayton? Yeah, again, I think when you look at the strides Tyler made last year in the pass protection, he's always been a mauler. He's always been a mauler. That's what people loved about him at Alabama. The ability to move into that spot and take over for an incredible player like Zach. But again, when you're wired the right way, he's not competing against Zach. He's competing against himself. But the pass protection is really what excited me throughout the year, Patrick. I mean, this guy was going up against some elite pass rushers inside, and he started using his hands better, moving his feet better, and another year working under Connor Riley with some of those fundamentals. I think he's ready to take huge strides.
Mike, you see Fox 4. In what ways does Tyler Guyton need to improve to become a more reliable player for you at such an important position?
Yeah, it is an important position. It's an awesome battle that we're looking forward to with, Tyler. And again, my philosophy is always be straight up and honest with Tyler. And so we've communicated with Tyler that it's going to be a competition. Here's what you need to do better. He certainly had a few nicks and bumps and bruises that have limited him, but there's a consistency or lack thereof at times with his fundamentals. He is one of the most talented athletes I've ever been around at left tackle. Like, just the feet, the ability to move, the size, all that stuff. It's a process, and it's hard when you're in and out of the lineup at times to find that consistency, but that's what he needs to do. And he's going to get challenged against some really good edge rushers, and that's where the padded practices kind of come in.
Last year you seemed to be a little perturbed by the fights.
I can't hear you over Morgan Wallen.
All I'm going to say about Tyler Guyton, I know what they're saying, but the only person Tyler Guyton is competing against is himself. Tyler Guyton is not competing against Nate Thomas. Physically, Nate Thomas is no match for Tyler Guyton. If Nate Thomas beat out Tyler Guyton, the Cowboys better consider two things: Decker or moving Ty Smith to left tackle, sooner than later. If Nate Thomas beats out Guyton, you got bigger problems. I'm not buying Nate Thomas. I'm not buying this. If Nate Thomas beats this man out, you got bigger problems. Year 3, Tyler Guyton. Stay healthy, stay on the field, and dominate. That's it for him. I'm pulling for Tyler Guyton. I'm pulling for Tyler Guyton. Stay healthy, stay on the field, dominate. Bottom line. Want to hear about no dang Nate Thomas? Newhouse fam said, gee, you read my mind. Shoot. Newhouse fam, I want to hear about no dang Nate Thomas. Shoot. I want to hear nothing about Nate Thomas. He competing. He's not competing. If he's actually competing with Tyler Guyton, we got a problem. I'm not buying Nate Thomas. Can he be a backup in this league? Yeah, he can be a good backup. Don't you dare tell me Nate Thomas is about to be the left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Shoot, you better get out of here with that mess. Better get out of here with that mess. Go get you a left tackle if he beats out Tyler Guyton. It's year 3. Bottom line, stay healthy, stay on the field, dominate. It's no more talk for Tyler Guyton. It's no more what he need to do. We all know what he need to do. Go out there and be what we know you can be. I'm pulling for Tyler Guyton. He's been putting in the work. He seems to be determined. He came in at a disadvantage, hadn't played left. It's not like he played left tackle his entire college career. Didn't even play a lot of college games. Didn't play left tackle most of his college career, played right tackle. Come in and they say, you're the left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Do it. Understand what they did to this man. I understand it. But now we're in year 3, bro. Now we're in year 3. It's time to get it. It's time to get it done. It's time to get it done. Bad said they think we stupid. Nathan North Shelton not even remotely close to competing with Guyton. If anything, Ty Smith moves over. Bottom line, dudes can't compete with Tyler Guyton, man. Can't compete with Tyler Guyton. Demetrius Noel said, gee, you're right. The only person Tyler Guyton is competing against is himself. Bottom line, I'm not buying the Nate Thomas foolishness. No, I'm not buying it either. Shit, I'm not buying that foolishness. Talk about we being real with it. We in competition with who? I'd have told him, yeah, you in competition, Tyler Guyton. And he just said, with who? I'd have put a mirror up on the table. Look in the mirror. This is what you're up against. I'd have told him something a little bit different. There is no reason that Nate Thomas should be competing with you. There's no reason. You're too good for this. Gwen Bowden said, gee, a friend of mine told me that these women walking around with these fake body parts stinks. Hey, that's actually been a proven point. Chuck Dunaway said, yeah, Guyton got to come through this year. Yeah. Newhouse fam, hey, man, I ain't going to say too much. All I'm going to say is this. I don't understand today's women. I've had conversations with many men. Newhouse fam, I'm sure you've had conversations with men too. Newhouse, have you ever heard a man say, man, I met a girl the other day. Man, let me tell you how good her eyelashes look. I'm going to leave the rest alone because ladies, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I ain't mad at you. But all I'm saying is we got to stop telling women that all this fake stuff is what men want. All this stuff you see on TV. Women running around looking like Miss Piggy, wearing makeup like Miss Piggy and all this stuff. Man, I don't know a man alive. I ain't never heard one man come to another man and say, bro, did you see her eyelashes? I haven't seen it. I'm going to leave the rest alone. I'm going to leave the rest alone. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm going to leave the rest alone, bro. I ain't seen it, bro. I'm missing. I just hadn't seen it. I don't know. Maybe somebody have. Maybe there are some men that have been having them conversations. I just hadn't ran into them. So many women, man, they are much more beautiful natural. They're much more beautiful natural, and we got a society that tells them that natural ain't beautiful. I don't understand it.
Last year you seemed to be a little perturbed by all the fights you had in practice, and this year you want to have 2-hour practices, more physical. How much do you talk to your guys about their behavior out there in the field?
It's a great point. I haven't talked about fights yet. Hopefully there's none today. Look, I want our guys to play on the edge. I don't want them to go over the edge. My whole thing with the fighting is it's no different than a game, right? If you let them throw punches in practice, guess what? They're going to probably throw punches in a game, and then you're going into a third or fourth quarter of a game, and one of your best players or one of your starters is out of a game. And so we'll discuss that. And again, the biggest thing for them is the discipline to not throw the punch.
Brian, I know Jerry touched on it yesterday, but how have you seen George respond since the tag, and what do you anticipate seeing from him during training camp?
George Pickens today, and I told him this, so he was as dialed in meetings as I've seen him since he's been here. Just following along, questions. I think you're going to see a very motivated George Pickens going into this season, and I think that's great news for us and maybe bad news for the rest of the league.
All right, we're going to have to roll.
Thank you, guys. See y'all tomorrow.
Man,
Remember,
I am not.
It's not punishment.
I got to be honest with y'all, man. The George Pickens thing is starting to get me a little bit emotional the more I watch it. The more I watch it, the more emotional I keep getting as it pertains to George Pickens. People are so used to people responding in negative ways. People were really wanting George Pickens to crash out. And to watch George Pickens not crash out, and to watch George Pickens dial in the way that he's dialing in, I'm telling you, man, it's been taking everything. It's been taking a lot for me to not be emotional about it. It's just so emotional to and don't get me wrong, getting emotional about somebody making $27 million. I mean, yeah, you know what? I ain't making $27 million. I understand. So people say he's making $27 million. And he's a part of the reason. But the flip side of that, to know that you're as talented as he is, and more talented than guys making more money than him, and he's got to be patient, trust God, and get that bag next year, man, it's tough. I've been struggling with this, man. I'm telling y'all right now, I've been struggling very, very hard with this. I've been struggling with it. I don't know why. I've been struggling with it. But all I can say is I'm proud of the way George Pickens has been handling it. I'm just proud of the way that George Pickens has been handling it. Man, because I just haven't seen anybody do it like this. Who have we seen? We're watching Vita Vea. He's over there in a hold-in. We've seen Jamar Chase in a hold-in. We've seen other players. I mean, we've seen our own CeeDee Lamb hold out. We've seen players handle this stuff so differently. But to watch George Pickens, oh, wow. That's all I can say. All I can say is wow. All I can say. Just really, really pulling for him. All right, we spent a little time on that. Hold on a second. I got a couple of things. I'm going to change up some of my stuff. I'm going to change up the order of service today. I'm going to probably put some of the ESPN stuff to the back burner because it looks like the Dallas Cowboys, some of them have started giving some interviews. And I would rather us listen to a couple of these Dallas Cowboy interviews. Matter of fact, we'll probably listen to a couple of interviews, and then we're going to skip right to day one and the clips. And that other stuff, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with the other stuff. Let me see here. We'll deal with some of the other stuff later. Let me see. All right, so it looks like we got one person up right now, Quentin Williams. So what we'll do, we'll go to a couple of more stories, and then we may come back to Quentin. I might save Quentin Williams for tomorrow. May save him for tomorrow. All right. Matter of fact, let's see if we can stay on task. Because I want to get to these clips. I want to make sure I save myself enough time for the clip. So 7 o'clock. I want to kind of be done by 7:30. All right, let's skip down. Matter of fact, we'll reserve some of these other stories for tomorrow. Hey, football season is starting back up. It's about time to get back into some Cowboys After Dark. So I'm going to have to get into, it's so many stories now. I'm going to have to get into some Cowboys After Dark stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is I want to skip down to the Max Crosby situation, and then we'll run through like that. But I want to run to the Max Crosby situation. Everybody keeps talking about Max Crosby. Yeah, we're going to keep it, everybody keeps talking about Max Crosby. And I'm really starting to wonder about Max Crosby. You know, people keep talking about him coming to the Cowboys. I'm really wondering about this stuff with Max Crosby. I really am. I'm on Central Time, Robert Dudley. Chuck, I normally go around 4:30, but put your notification bells on. Your notification bell, because sometimes I might do 5:30 or 6:30, but I try to keep 4:30. All right, this is them talking about Max Crosby and how he's looking on the field. Let's check out what they're saying about Max Crosby. And I'm going somewhere with this, so just check this out.
What have you seen from him, and what will they need from him this season?
Well, he's healthy. Max Crosby is healthy. He's energized. He's fired up. And it feels like the whole trade debacle between the Ravens and the Raiders have give Max Crosby a newfound sense of motivation to showcase to the entire NFL landscape. I'm still one of those special ones in terms of rushing the passer and just being a terror on the defensive side. So watching him today,
everyday Chuck Dunaway.
It was kind of confusing to think back and hear some of the things they were saying about the injury, because he is moving around like he is in year 2 of his professional career. And he is a tone setter. Everything starts and it stops with Max Crosby. He gets everyone going. And with him being at his best,
Poobie D, I see what you said there, Poobie D.
In the second level positions, at the off-ball linebacker position, and in the secondary, this defense should be much improved as well.
What have you seen from him, and what will they...
Now, I'm going to tell you now, I'm not going to get hyped up on this part either. And I'm going to tell you why. Oh, Poobie D, boy, this is a great statement. Poobie D said if we don't need Parsons, we don't need Crosby. Poobie D, I tell you what, though, could you imagine if Michael Parsons was on this team? Could y'all imagine? I don't even want to imagine it. Could y'all imagine Michael Parsons with Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams? Oh, God. What? Man, oh, man. You want to talk about eating. Man, this man might have a Myles Garrett season. But I digress. I'm not buying the Max Crosby stuff yet. Everybody, we saw him in the pass rush university thing. And what I'm amazed by is we haven't seen this man go up against somebody yet. Let me tell y'all something. And I know a lot of y'all know this. It's going to be different when Max Crosby starts going up against actual other teams. Understand something. Yeah, he looking pretty good. I saw Malik Neighbors today. Malik Neighbors, he didn't look as good as some are saying, but he's not going against anybody. And I guarantee you, when Max Crosby is going in practice, you think they're going to allow people to do to Max Crosby what they're going to be doing to him when he goes up against other teams? When other teams start going for that knee or going for those legs, going low to block him or whatever the case may be, I'm going to pump the brakes on this thing with Max Crosby. You know, everybody keeps talking about how healthy he is. And I'm not saying that he's not healthy. Yeah, he's healthy enough for what he is now. If I'm the Cowboys on Max Crosby, I'll be honest with you, I'd want to see a lot more. Especially if you're talking about giving up a first-round pick. I got to see a lot more from Crosby. I want to see him going against other players. That's what I want to see on the other team. Not going against his own team. When you know there's going to be special instructions there. I'm not really sold on this thing with Max Crosby yet. And I really, again, I struggle because people start acting like, yeah, if you get Max Crosby, it guarantees. I don't really think it guarantees anything yet. I need to see more from Max Crosby. That's all I'm saying. I'm just amazed at how people are jumping the gun on this. I mean, people are literally jumping the gun. Yeah, man, he healthy. Hold on. Are we sure about that? Are we sure about that? Because we're watching him run straight lines? Because we're watching him in short stints? Okay, what happens when you play a whole game? What happens the first time you play a whole game? You're changing direction. You're getting blocked. People are going low on the blocks. You're getting double teamed. What happens then? I'm like, people got to pump the brakes on this. Need to see a little bit more from this dude. But everybody is sold. I mean, and they're sold because they got the one player mentality. They got the one player mentality. Hey, man, we're one player away. I'm not so sure about that. Because if we're one player away, are we a Max Crosby away or are we one player away? Which one is it? Again, not going to be mad at the Cowboys if they get Max Crosby. But I'm just pumping the brakes on how everybody is on that Max Crosby train when some of these same people were arguing that Trayvon Diggs was healthy at the same time last year. And I was arguing that Trayvon Diggs was not healthy. Oh, he healthy. And I know some of y'all remember this last year. I was saying that Diggs wasn't healthy. And as the season went on, what did we start to notice? Diggs wasn't healthy. And that's why to this day, Diggs isn't on anybody's team. That knee graft or bone graft or whatever it is that Diggs had, man, don't nobody know what this dude is going to do. But when you see him on the field, when we saw him on the field last year, people thought, oh, he going to go to Green Bay. He going to prove the Cowboys wrong, did he? Did he prove the Cowboys wrong? Nope. No. Man, you got to see more. You got to see more from a player coming off some of these injuries and surgeries. Same thing with DaRon Bland. I'm glad DaRon Bland is out there on the field, but I'm not sold on where DaRon Bland is yet in his health, because it's one thing to watch DaRon Bland run and do some of the stuff that he did in a drill. Man, it's different. I'm telling us, if you've played this game before, it's different when you're going up against other players that are not on your team. You're going up against an opposing team. Because understand what happens when you train. Your body develops muscle memory. You actually know kind of, even when you're doing certain things, you know, like how far to push, how hard to push. You know some of those things. The rubber meets the road when you go against the competition. And a lot of times it takes about a whole year to come back from those injuries. This is why with Rashawn Gary, we might actually see a better Rashawn Gary this year. We may see a better Rashawn Gary. We may see a better Terrence Steele. They're going to be 2 years removed from those injuries rather than fresh off those injuries or 1 year. Man, it'll take you 1 year just to start trusting yourself again. So I just think people need to pump the brakes just a teeny bit. Because people are losing their mind on this Max Crosby stuff. And in the grand scheme of things, I just don't think it's anything to lose your mind over. It's not anything to lose your mind. It's not anything to lose your mind over. No, let's just kind of pump the brakes a little bit. Cowboys, go in, see what you have. Go in, see what you have. And you might not need a Max Crosby. Might be somebody else that you need. All right, but that's the thing on Max Crosby. I'm not going to take it too far. We'll see what else keeps developing on that. Now, the reason why I was asking y'all the question earlier about what Brian Schottenheimer's been talking about. So Brian Schottenheimer's talking about the Cowboys becoming more physical, the Cowboys, being more physical at practice and hitting and all of those things. And I saw something where people were saying, yeah, I'm with you, Newhouse fam. I'm with you, Newhouse fam. Jerry can be misleading while talking and do the other. Yeah, because I don't think he was necessarily talking about Max Crosby. Hey, it'd be crazy, Newhouse fam, if he was talking about Vita Vea. That would be a lot of money tied up in the defensive tackle situation. Don't think it's going to happen, but it'd be crazy if he was talking about Vita Vea. And Jerry also may be talking about somebody more budget-friendly that nobody knows about. Yeah, 72 said he could be talking about Denzel Ward. I thought Denzel Ward got a contract here just today or something like that. But, you just never know. But I was asking y'all the question about the Cowboys being physical. Because I want to show you something about Mike McCarthy. I don't know if y'all saw this buzzing around. I saw somebody say that Mike McCarthy managed the Dallas Cowboys injuries very well. I guess. I don't know what that necessarily means. But Mike McCarthy is doing something controversial over in Pittsburgh. Have y'all seen this? Says the Steelers head coach Mike McCarthy announced that live tackling will be banned during training camp to avoid additional injury risk. Where y'all at on this? McCarthy said we won't be live tackling. I've done live tackling in the past. Every drill is being evaluated. What y'all think about this? All right, Bazzy 9, appreciate you. What y'all thinking on this? Shotty is saying get the team tougher by more hitting, more physical practices. So, of course, that will be some tackling. Mike McCarthy said no live tackling. What y'all think? What y'all think about that? I don't know where I am on that. Yeah, Crazy Cowboy 72 said he don't like it. He said he disagree. I don't know about that. I'm struggling with that one. How do you toughen your team up? Quinn said that's crazy. Yeah. I'm struggling with it too, Quinn. I'm struggling with it. How do you make your team tougher? And you know what? Speaking of making teams tougher, Newhouse fam, you kind of hit on this earlier. This is why I'm not going to get up on, I'm not going to trip on anything that's going on. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers could actually be a team the Cowboys are talking to and nobody knows it. They got an excess of pass rushers over there. The Cowboys could actually talk to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, nobody's thinking about that. Hey, we got Mike McCarthy in the building. we got Mike McCarthy in the building over there. You never know. You never know. You never know. The Steelers could want to, if they're rebuilding, they could actually say, what about TJ Watt? What if the Steelers would say, we would trade TJ Watt? You never know. You never know who the Cowboys could be talking about as far as the team they were talking to. You never know. So this is a reason why I'm not going to get excited about any of this, because you just don't know who Jerry was talking about. You really don't. I've seen over here where people have been talking about TJ Watt, that maybe they could think about trading TJ Watt. I'm telling you, man, Cowboys may not be thinking about, and it's not that they may not be thinking about, yep, Quinn, that's the dude I was trying to think of name, Highsmith. Yep. Highsmith could be one of those players that they may try to shake. Maybe one they may try to shake. Demetrius Noel said, gee, to be honest, I'm lost to McCarthy beliefs and how he does things. I'm actually surprised he won that Super Bowl. Yeah. And it's really an indictment, because how do you win only one Super Bowl? How do you win only one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? It's a travesty. All right. So that is going to bring us to this portion of the show. I am going to give you everything that I have got for us on the Cowboys training camp. Man, let me tell you something. I was excited today to see these clips. Shout out to John Machota. Today is Rain Dakota Prescott's birthday. And they were singing happy birthday to Dak Prescott. Man, them Jordan cleats he got on are clean. This is Dak Prescott. They were singing happy birthday to him. Think that's absolutely awesome. All right, let's see what else we got here. That's Dak Prescott running onto the practice field on his birthday. Another angle of that. Man is in the best shape of his life. Loving that. Dak Prescott is finally getting his flowers. And I believe it's going to translate into some Super Bowl success for the Cowboys here in the next couple of years. But Dak Prescott now is beloved. I think a lot of people are realizing, especially after watching Dak with this bad defense from last year, people are realizing, man, this dude is actually better than we thought. Duh. We've been trying to tell y'all this for years. Y'all were not listening. Now you're finally listening, and now you're seeing what we're seeing. All right, this is Ryan Flournoy. I don't know. And we'll put our own music on. Turn the sound down. Look at Ryan Flournoy. Look at Ryan Flournoy. Flournoy's put on some size. Yeah. Flournoy about to do work this year, y'all. That man Flournoy about to do work, y'all. He about to do work. Excited about Flournoy. Got to run Bland. I don't know if y'all seen any of these clips. Got DeRon Bland running on the field. Let's go. Got DeRon Bland running on the field. It looks like he has on actual cleats today. I'm excited to see what DeRon Bland is going to do. DeRon Bland is very important to the cornerback room this year. Jalen Thompson. Excited about Jalen Thompson, my favorite free agent pickup. Jalen Thompson, first training camp with the Cowboys. Loving that. Shout out to Nick Harris. Make sure I shout out the people who got these clips. I love this. The dynamic duo runs onto the field. Christian Parker, Brian Schottenheimer. I love it. And Andre Johnson, that's why I said like he got his cleats on. No church shoes, please. Yep, loving that. Definitely, this gets, man, just emotional about this. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Loving it. GP out here in good spirits. CeeDee Lamb got the extra headgear on. Understand it after suffering a concussion. Can't remember, was that last year or year before last? Yep, boys looking ready to go. Caleb Downs running onto the field. Shout out to Pat Walker. Downs looking good on the drills. Yep. Sorry about that. Yep, Caleb Downs out there on the field. Now, I don't know how to feel about this one. I haven't heard anything, but this one right here kind of had me scratching my head a little bit. I don't know, maybe this is normal. You know, maybe this is a part of just what they're kind of doing with Overshown. But I was a little bit concerned when I saw this. This is Overshown. Working out with Brett. Starting out on the ropes. I didn't know how to feel about this one. I don't know. I guess it's just maybe part of a regular workout. But I'm excited about Overshown. Telling y'all now, if Overshown is healthy, Stout's defense is going to be nasty. So Overshown doing some more drills. Yep, working out with Brett. This is why I'm wondering also, you know, with Overshown, will he be on the field all the time? Because it looks like they're still going to be doing some work with him. So will he be on the field the whole time? Will the Cowboys try to manage him to where maybe they say, we're not going to have you going every down? I'm just wondering. But I'm telling you this. If Overshown is healthy, shoot, book it. Cowboys defense going to be off the chain game. This is him with the linebackers coach. So, very excited about Overshow. All right. Jayshawn Barham. Jayshawn Barham is a different animal. This dude, Jayshawn Barham, is a different animal. I am excited to see this dude on the field. Jayshawn Barham actually looks like he's wearing shoulder pads. Barham looks like he's wearing shoulder pads, man. Man, this dude is going to be different for the Cowboys. I'm telling you, he gonna be different, man. Barham gonna be different, I'm telling you. Quinnen Williams takes the field. Yeah. Quinnen Williams is a monster on the field. Gentleman off the field. You just gotta love it. You just gotta love it. Very excited about Quinnen Williams. All right, we got more. Pulled all the clips that I could. That is actually from DLLS there. Shout out to them. All right, let me close some of these windows. All right, next up, I thought this was interesting. This is the crowd out there at Oxnard, California. I'm going to have to ask Brandy. Brandy says she's out there. I want to know, because if you look at this, and this kind of started last year. I remember Mark Holmes was talking about this. It might not have started last year. It might have started the year before last. But all of a sudden, it's really been light at Oxnard, California. And Mark Holmes was talking about because they charge for every single thing. But this is the crowd. Now, you got a lot of people on the fence. Yeah, you got some of them on the fence. Shout out to John Machota. John Machota got that clip for us. Well, he didn't get it for us, but we're using it. Excuse me. This is from Mike Ducey.
We've got you covered all day and all night on Fox 4.
This is Mark Ducey. This was outside. No Michael Trigg today, Quinn. I noticed that. No Michael Trigg. I think we'll see Trigg as camp goes on. But this is Cowboys. And I'm telling us, it used to be it used to be a lot more crowded than this. So maybe as camp goes on, it'll get a lot more crowded. I heard it's hot out there this year, too. I heard it's hot, man. Chuck Dunaway said if he win the lottery tonight, he flying everyone in. He said he flying everybody in. Okay, I feel you. But that's Cowboys. That's kind of the crowd. Man, I was excited to see Savone Revel Jr. Yeah. Now, I noticed something, though. As he runs onto the field, anybody knows something about his knee? He got that knee wrapped. Yeah, he got that knee wrapped, y'all. I don't know what it means, but he got that knee wrapped. Will Greer coming onto the field. I know this has got to feel weird for Will Grier. It's got to feel weird. I mean, you've been a player, and now you're a coach. Coach Will Grier. Yep. Coach Will Grier. No, that's got to feel funny. All right. This is the wide receiver room. Patrick C.J. Walker. Wide receiver room hanging out. Glad to see, man, again, glad to see Pickens out there. Man, this dude, Flournoy, do not sleep on Flournoy. Man, I think Flournoy been in that gym, man. Flournoy been in that gym. Flournoy been in that gym, man. This is the wide receivers running out. Look who it is. Lamb, Pickens, Turpin. Lamb, Pickens, and Turpin. Yep. All right. Next up, man, I'm going to show y'all a play in a moment. This dude, Jaden Blue. Oh, my gosh. This is Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue. I've been excited about Jaden Blue ever since last season. And from what I'm hearing from Brian Schottenheimer, I'm really excited about Jaden Blue. Yeah, Mason Barlett. I agree with you. Pickens, the way Pickens has treated this situation is so professional. Jerry might just give him a monster contract to throw it in Michael's face. I think he's going to get signed. I do. I think he's going to get signed by the Cowboys. Jaden Blue on the drill. Man, this dude, Jaden Blue, is swift. Man, I'm telling you. Man, I'm telling you. I am excited about this dude. Yeah, Trigg, I think Trigg is there, from what my understanding is. We just didn't get to see anything with him. But Trigg is there. I am excited for Jaden Blue. Absolutely excited for Jaden Blue. I'm not going to show y'all this yet. I'll show y'all this when we get to the plays. Now, I'm going to show you something that I found to be absolutely wild. And maybe this has happened before, and I just wasn't paying attention. But I'm going to show you something that is absolutely wild. Look at this right here. This is wild to me. You have the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys signing autographs. I don't think I've seen this before. They were asking the defensive coordinator to sign autographs. This tells you what a lot of people think about Christian Parker. The man signing autographs, y'all. Now maybe this happens. I just hadn't seen it. It's new to me. This is new to me. It just goes to show you what people think about this man. Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. I said, I hadn't seen it. Jabril, is this new to you too? I had not seen anybody getting autographs from the doggone defense coordinator. I hadn't seen it. Just goes to show you what people think about it. CeeDee Lamb, working on them hands. I'm sorry, these guys wear gloves today. There's no way you should ever drop a pass. It's like having that old school stickum on your hands. George Pickens. George Pickens, man, he's just so natural at how he does things. Just effortless, man. Yeah, George about to have a huge season. This man about to have a huge season. Yeah, he about to have a huge season. Amber Soprano said people not stupid. They know he's special and what he about to do. Shoot, I agree with you, sister. I agree with you. Man, that man's special, man. that man is special. Man, Demetrius Noel, I'm telling you. I had to do a double take when I saw Christian Park. I'm like, they got the defense coordinator signing autographs. It just goes to show you what they think about him. Just goes to show you. This is the linebacker room. Look at this dude, Jayshon Barham. This dude looked like he got on pads. Man, this dude Barham. Good. JCT Slice, they're going to be studying Dak hate in universities, bro. They're going to be studying that in universities. Man, I'm telling you, I am excited about Jayshon Barham. Dude look like he wearing a football suit, bro. Dude look like he wearing a football suit. Dude different, man. All right. And then I like how they did this last year with Dak. Y'all remember this? Dak Prescott. Happy birthday again to Dak Prescott. Kind of making sure they keep Dak Prescott, They don't want him running certain drills. Very understandable. Don't want him to trip or something crazy. Yep, did the same thing last year. All right, and then one more with George Pickens. Just him again on the jugs. Just effortless, man. Just effortless. Dude, hands is like Spider-Man. Just effortless, man. Praying this man and CeeDee Lamb be together for a long time. Nice. All right, now let's go over to some plays here. Got about 8 plays before we get up out of here. Man, let me tell you something. I know we're not in pads. I gotta temper my excitement. I know we're not in pads. Family. Cowboys family. There is one player today that got me excited, and you are about to see him. Let me show you these plays. This is the Cowboys in motion. CD Lamb. I'm going to start running my videos at 60 frames per second to make these videos be smooth for y'all. Lamb is, man. Lamb is a run after the catch monster. Absolutely. Oh, man. Look at this. We got our sighting, y'all. It is none other than Phil Maffa. So glad to see this man in training camp. It's Phil Maffa. Phil Maffa. Big back Phil Maffa. Bam, bam. Man, I am ready to see this dude in action. Oh man, Marco, you know I got it. Let me tell you something. That's the play I'm excited about, bruh. This dude, Jaden Blue. Man, when I show y'all Jaden Blue. This is Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams. We know how he run. Yeah, we know how he run. Hey, yeah, Will Harris, yeah, we're going to show that too. All right, this is GP, George Pickens. Doing the infamous Deshaun Jackson. The infamous Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what this look like when they start doing a little bit of hitting. Going to be very interesting. Going to be very interesting. All right. Man. We're going to show this play more than once. But this, for me, this is the play of the day for me. This is the play of the day. You want to see what this dude, Jaden Blue, is capable of? Watch this speed. Boy, this is crazy work. This is crazy work. Man, you want to talk about speed. Yeah, that dude got some speed, man. This dude got some speed. Yeah, this dude got some speed. Play of the day for me. This dude got in that second level fast, man. Man, I'm ready to see these boys in pads. I'm ready to see them in pads, y'all. Boy, if they unleash Jaden Blue, still gonna be different, man. Our beloved Ryan Flanoy. Ryan Flanoy gonna be a problem this year. Yep, he gonna be a problem this year. I believe Dak Prescott's gonna be looking for him quite frequently. He is going to be a problem. Yeah. Ryan Flanoy is gonna be a problem. This was the play that we were talking about earlier. PJ Locke looked like it's nothing serious. PJ Locke bumped his knee. And this is kind of what you get sometimes in these 7-on-7s and things of that nature. If you're not careful, you get this kind of stuff. People bumping knees. And I don't know if you've ever bumped knee with another person when you're like running or something. Boy, you think you broke that knee. He'll probably be sore for a couple of days. He'll be good, but we need PJ Locke, so I'm glad it's not serious. Ryan fan, what's going on? Yeah, it look like he left them Louis Vuitton cleats. Look like he left them Louis Vuitton cleats. All right, we got another great play. Rashawn Gary today with a punch out. Nice little punch out. Rashawn Gary. Caleb Downs on the recovery. Nice little punch out. Yep. Nice punch out by Gary. Nice punch out. Yep. Yep, like that. Check that catch out from CeeDee Lamb again. CD. Man, CeeDee Lamb, I think he's going to have a monster year. I think Lamb's going to have a monster year. Yep, monster year. Bad said Payless specials. Louis Vuitton cleats. Yeah, he got rid of them Louis Vuitton cleats, man. Got rid of them joints. See here. This was the last play of practice, for what my understanding is from John Machota. Last play of practice. Great day by the Cowboys. I believe this is Joe Milton to Jonathan Mingo. Joe Milton needs to have an incredible, Jonathan Mingo needs to have an incredible camp. I'm sorry, but he needs to have an incredible camp. I'm with you, Mike said this. I don't want to see another jet sweep from CeeDee Lamb. I don't want to see another jet sweep. That was the last play of practice. But I'll tell you this. This play right here reminded me of a play I saw Jaden Blue do at Texas. It looks almost eerily similar to a play we saw him break at Texas. Eerily similar. I'm telling you now, once Jaden Blue hit your secondary, you better already be running backwards, because if you're not, it's over with. You're not going to catch him. Yeah. That's the Cowboys training camp for day one. Man, looking pretty good, Cowboys fans. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Absolutely is. Looking pretty good. Yep. Like everything I see, man. I don't know about y'all. I'm praying every single day for the Cowboys' health. It's going to be important this team stays healthy. Clean training camp. And D-Day is when we scrimmage against the Rams. Yeah, I'm waiting on us to scrimmage against the Rams. But for the most part, man, I'm loving everything I've seen so far from the Cowboys. I'm loving everything I've seen. That was all the plays. Let me see here. See, before we get out of here, Jane Slater. Jane Slater's reporting from Oxnard, California, so let's get a couple of her clips in now that practice is over with. Might as well before we get out of here. This is Jane Slater talking about the Cowboys. Let's see.
Fans. Well, good evening to you. Here's what I'll say. There are no pods yet. That comes on Saturday, Patrick, but there's still a lot to like from day one, including this. I know this is going to excite the fans. We have got George Pickens here. And if you'll pay attention, this is their first connection of training camp. Pickens slips the defender there along the sideline, turns it upfield for extra yards. And this was the part that got the fans really, really hyped. The stuff that we've been seeing in practice when he showed up to minicamp. That celebration, a little bit of his personality. And when he's not making plays, he and 88, well, they're constantly talking between reps and feeding off one another throughout practice. Whether Pickens is playing for a long-term future in Dallas or simply resetting his value ahead of free agency, Brian Schottenheimer says he's seeing a player who's dialed in.
I think you're going to see a very motivated George Pickens going into this season, and I think that's great news for us and maybe bad news for the rest of the league.
Second-year running back Jaden Blue also answered the challenge from his head coach.
Banchero, man. Marcus Banchero, give us a break, bro. Wait a minute. It's not Marcus Banchero. Who was that saying that? Oh, yeah, Marcus Banchero, PJ Lock. From what I heard, it was a knee bump. But you said it was a non-contact injury? Okay. Yeah. Somebody said it was a knee bump or something, but I'm glad he good. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Bass. Bass said they in underwear, Jane. Chill. Come on, Bass. You know we got to be excited, man. You know we got to be excited. Because I'm telling you, boy, Jaden Blue showed some speed on that run right here, man. Boy, this is a nice...
Great news for us and maybe
it's a nice run by Jaden Blue.
Second-year running back Jaden Blue also answered a challenge from his head coach. After admitting he got off to a slow start as a rookie and was even a healthy scratch at times, Blue opened up camp with that explosive run right there. He told me this coaching staff has challenged him to become a more complete back, particularly in the passing game. Think cleaner routes, better timing, and creating more opportunities on screens and checkdowns to make this offense even more versatile. Now,
this is what I was talking about. It sounds like now they're going to use Jaden Blue like he was used at Texas. Yeah, line this man up in the slot. Let him come out of the backfield in motion. Yeah, that's how you need to use this man. That's it. Use him like they used him in Texas. You got to use... Jaden Blue is a very versatile running back. To just relegate him to running like Javonte Williams... No, don't do it. I'm not opposed to some in between the tackle stuff. Get this man outside the numbers. Get him in space. Get him isolated. Get him in the sweep game. Get him in the screen game. Line him up in the slot. Let him get against the linebacker. Get him against the defensive end out there the way some of these defenses play. Get him all over the place. Jaden Blue is an absolute weapon if you just look at the way they used him in Texas. I see no reason why they can't use him the same way in Dallas.
I did have to ask Blue about the admission
thank you,
last
Monterio.
year that he was wearing Louis Vuitton cleats in practice that led to blisters and he had to sit out a bit. He laughed about it, but he said, guys, what
They back on them Louis Vuitton cleats.
happened there was that you've got to size up when it's Louis Vuitton. He says it's not the brand's problem. It was his problem.
Man, nobody making no doggone Louis Vuitton cleats. I'm sorry, I didn't know they had Louis Vuitton actual cleats. Talk about you got to size up. Nah, man, don't wear them darn cleats, bro. That's what you do. Don't nobody want to see no rookie running back who ain't done nothing rolling up in practice in some Louis Vuitton cleats. Man, when I was coming up, if you'd have rolled up in practice in some fancy cleats and you ain't done nothing, man, you going to get the business. They going to hit you extra hard, bro. I'm sorry.
We're ill-fitted, so he will size up. But those are just some of the things. He's got his head on straight this year, and he really wants to make an impression, and he certainly did that on the first day back to camp in his second year.
Yeah, he looked good. Yeah. Like Bass said he said they in underwear. Bass, we know they in underwear, man. We know they in underwear, but hey, bro, we still like it. We're not liking seeing them in underwear, but we like what we seeing as far as the Cowboys rolling. We like what we seeing, man. Like what we seeing. All right, I saw James Slater. She had said something about Dak Prescott, too. I want to see if I can pick this up. She had mentioned something about Dak Prescott. Okay, here it is right here. Let's see if we can play this clip of Dak Prescott. This is James Slater, Dak Prescott clip. Dak Prescott out here doing what he does.
We're not over the top, guys.
Dak, it's your birthday today. What's your wish this year?
One thing, win. We're not over the top. We're not over the top. Please. Dak, the birthday girl right here. Thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dak. I can't get over that. We're not over the. Hey, guys, he's gonna go in if we come over the top. All right? Please don't do that. Best quarterback in the league. Go, Dak. Thank you, Dak. Happy birthday.
That's our quarterback.
We're not over the top, guys.
Dak, it's your birthday today. What's your wish this year?
One thing, win.
That's it. Win, baby. That's it. Just win. What else is it? What else is it? Just win, baby. Nothing else matters at this point. For Dak Prescott, nothing else matters. Let me show you a snippet of what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. We're going to be looking at Peter Schrager tomorrow. This is Peter Schrager. Had Christian Parker on the show, and we're going to listen to quite a bit of that, if not tomorrow, Friday, because I probably won't be a lot going on. I think that this is Schrager talking to the coolest. I'm telling you right now, Christian Parker has to be the coolest dude, and I mean cool. Got to be one of the coolest dudes you ever seen.
You're in an elevator at the combine and a 20-something-year-old aspiring NFL coach gets in an elevator with you and says, hey, give me one piece of advice. How do I break through? How do I get in the league? And what would you tell this young aspiring coach?
I would say just, leave no stone unturned. I think that when you're young coming in the league, there's no job too small and there's no detail that's too small. So you just want to learn as much as you possibly can and just be focused and detailed in the process. Depending on the staff that you're on, whatever your area of focus is, like your number one job is to be the greatest person of in that role. There's a quote by Martin Luther King where he talks about just being a street sweeper. And if you're going to be a street sweeper, you got to, sweep the streets like Michelangelo used to paint. Whether you're doing a, Visio document or you're running Indy or, you're setting the computer up for the DC and making sure that you don't, mess something up, check the remotes, doing all those things. But like being the highest performer in that current role. And if you focus at that and then use your extra time to develop yourself in those other areas outside of your position of focus, then you'll get the opportunities that you want, coming forward. But, there's nothing more important than the current job that you're in and being where your feet are.
Hard work pays. That's all he just said. Hard work pays. We're going to be listening to quite a bit of that. He had Christian Parker on there. He talked for an entire hour. So we're going to be listening to more of that. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me today for 3 hours and 30 minutes. I still left stuff on the cutting room floor. Much, much more Cowboys content coming up on Let's Talk Cowboys over this next week. And all the way through the football season, man, we are going to rock and roll over here. We are going to rock and roll. Man, I am so excited about this Dallas Cowboys season. I am so ready to see this team go against the Rams. August the 11th to me is going to be season preview for me. Season preview. Hallelujah said he lied. He spray painted them LVs on some night. Bro, I'm like, man, Louis Vuitton don't make no doggone cleats, man. Louis Vuitton, last time I checked, don't make no cleats. Demetrius Noel said Blue is a very dangerous player if utilized the right way. That's why I wasn't rolling with the shorty concerning Blue. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Dangerous. I'm with you. OG Pac-Man. He said Blue done with the big T's and got them. He went the big T's, OG. He went the big T's, bro. He went the big T's, got the cleats, man. Man, I ain't never heard no Louis Vuitton cleats. I'm about to look that up tonight, man. But look that up and see if they make some cleats, bro. Appreciate you, Chuck Dunaway. Glad to see you with the chat. Yes, sir. Hallelujah. We need you on that field, man. You get on that field. All right, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all hit those notification bells. It's about time to get back to Cowboys After Dark. You know what I'm saying? Because I got so much stuff. Man, I don't even know if I'm able to cover all this stuff that I've been going around finding. So y'all hit that notification bell. It's time to get back to some Cowboys After Dark. You know what I'm talking about? All right, man. Until next time, DC Farrell, God bless. Best channel on YouTube. Let's talk Cowboys and we talk facts. Peace.